solo. What?
There we go. Woof. 3 days in a row. But we got 3 fixes pretty quickly, I might add. I'm kind of impressed myself, but I do not understand why my computer is revolting. It's the attack of the machines, which is kind of fitting for what we have going on. But yeah, my USB inputs are like, no, there's too much connected. We're not going to work for you. And that's a problem. So clearing out all the crazy notifications I get every time I go live, turning off my AC, and hello, welcome to Solo Playthroughs on this beautiful Friday. At least it's a beautiful Friday where I am. I don't know about where you are, but I hope it's a beautiful Friday for you as well. Hey, Sages is traveling today, just showing up to say hi, hello, sir. We have Horizon Zero Dawn coming on the channel, and Horizon Zero Dawn, the board game, I should be specific for any of you who's like, where's the video game? I'm playing the board game, dude. Sorry, go away. I love video gamers. I really do. But this video was not for you if you want to see the video game. I think I'm missing a blue die. Is there maybe there's only 3 blue dice? Yeah, I think there's only 3 blue dice. All right. I got some thoughts about Horizon Zero Dawn. Not all of them are good. Some of them are not so good. So I do want to mention this happened 2 days ago. For some reason, my C920 is not working, so I am looking at my Acer built-in camera. It's not great, but it will have to do. I will have time over the weekend to really try to nail down some of the tech issues that I've been having this week for sure. But at least the audio is good. We got some good visual. The craziness of yesterday where my overhead camera decided to want to be a grain fest. We don't have that today, so I'm going to count my blessings. Yeah, dude. So this is a review copy sent to me. I got a review copy of the base game of Horizon Zero Dawn. I got a review copy of Thunderclaw, which is a expansion, and then I got a review copy of the what is it called? The Stormbird expansion. And I don't know where to start, man. So, I mean, look, this is my second review copy from Steamforged Games. The first one they sent me was Resident Evil 3rd Edition with the Cities of Ruins expansion. I still want to get the City of Ruins expansion on the channel at some point. And you'll remember that Resident Evil 3 was a top 10 game for me in my last, my last rankings. It's an excellent game. I really like. I think it encapsulates stealth better than any other game I've ever played. Yes, that includes burn cycle. I think there's a lot of fun aspects of that game that I really like. This one, there's some things I really love. I'm telling you, battling this guy is amazing, but the base game by itself I would never recommend. I think you need to get a couple of expansions, and the solo mode / co-op mode is very much half-baked, and that's not necessarily the game's fault. They went out to design a semi-co-op game. I think semi-co-op games are just so hard to pull off. It seems to be like the third rail of board game design, where people keep trying to do these semi-co-op games, and they rarely succeed. I can't think of one that I consider a top game or that is widely considered the top game, because my opinion is not the be all and end all of really anything. So, they leaned into a co-op mode. I think the game that I wish they made here was a boss battler. And this actually makes me more excited for Primal, because the things I really like about this, I think I'm going to love about Primal, because that is a boss battler, right? And you have like the boss battler genre coming, Kingdom Death Monster. I understand is basically a boss battler. The equipment system's really cool. The level up system is good, not great. The card play system I think is pretty slick. It's just there's very little drama in how the game's designed until you get to the boss battle. And again, you don't even have a boss battle for real until you have an expansion. There are other bosses in the base game. I think we can see the visual difference. And I think really it wasn't until I played against Thunderjaw that I really saw some of the richness of the game, some of the tactical decisions, some of the things that I found interesting. Now, it's still a dice chucker at its core. It is not the deepest game ever, but there's a lot of fun to be had here. Kind of like Cthulhu Death May Die level fun. I mean, things like that. Games I really enjoy that are just basically dice chuckers and see if you can go kill the robot. It's just some of the decisions they made in the design, I think, just were really poor, and they made the grindiness that is to all these encounters. So I'm house ruling some stuff. When I'm house ruling stuff, that's generally not a good sign for a game. I house rule Return to the Dark Tower. Guess what I'm trying to sell right now? It just the expansion, the new Kickstarter kind of showed me they were never going to make that game what I wanted it to be. Trying to think what else I've house ruled on the channel that I'm just like, not for me. Root, there was like quasi house rules. Root isn't going to stick around my collection much longer. So, because again, you have like the better build a better bot project, and so not really fully house rules in that one. But again, something like the design just wasn't working for me as it was. I thought there were some weird decisions. This game is just, it's good. It's frustrating that it's not great. There is a really fun experience to be had here. If you're a fan of the video game, I think you'll love it, but maybe not. My friend Steve is a huge fan of Horizon Zero Dawn and found the board game experience, while true to the video game on some points, not on others, and just really kind of left being like, it was fine. Do robotic manticores dream of electric sheep? Sure. I guess so. They should. They really should. Do I have the Sacred Land expansion? No. They only sent me the base game, Thunderjaw, and no. Yeah, Thunderjaw, and why do I keep forgetting? Then Stormbird. I've read about the Sacred Land expansion. I didn't fully understand what it was. So, Cardboard Casualty. If you wanted to kind of share what that is, that would be super interesting. I'm not looking to invest more in this game, but I do want to get Thunderjaw on the channel, and I want to mess around with Stormbird, and I'll get him on the channel. He looks like he has some really cool mechanics. Again, the cool mechanics and the tension and the uncertainty really comes out in Thunderjaw. So as much as I'm like, on the rest of the game, like I really like the boss battle. And my house rules, how I play it. So I got ideas from some BGG threads, it's whatever. So these aren't like trademark solo playthroughs. These are just the ways I play, like the encounters to get to the boss. It makes it better for me. But yeah, there are just some misses, and I think they could have made a lot of the little monsters to get up to the boss just a lot more interesting than they did. But that is me. I am not a board game designer. I'm just some yahoo that talks on the internet sometimes. We have no further comments, so let me get to setup. I am playing as the Nora Marksman. There is some lore about her in the back of the rulebook, and story time with Greg is my favorite. Is a crowd favorite segment. So I guess I should go ahead and read that. So Nora Marksman Storytime with Greg. A people well known for the fury inflicted on those who trespass upon their soil, the Nora are an isolationist society with little use for outsiders. It is a rare instance indeed that the Nora venture forth from their own lands and into those of the other tribes. Fewer still do so with the blessing of the high matriarchs, the seekers and death seekers of legend and infamy. The Nora who partake on the trials set forth by the Hunter's Lodge are mercenaries and outcasts, figures who are not welcome to return to the embrace of the All-Mother. Their deeds, either long forgotten or dark enough to never be mentioned, they must now forge new lives for themselves in a hostile land with few allies. The Nora marksman is such a figure. Their craft honed to deadly precision, few targets survive this hunter's precise aim. Taciturn and methodical, their resolute nature is as well known as their excellence of the skills they demonstrate on the hunt, making them a formidable rival to beat. The hunter may be in exile in their own lands, yet the fierce spirit of the Nora endures in them alongside determination as cold as the most bitter storm. Now, I should say, I have not played this game semi co op. None of it appeals to me. I played it co op once, and other than that, I played it solo. That's not a huge surprise. So, when I speak about this, I'm speaking about this from a solo perspective as a solo board gamer. So, when you start with the character, you're going to take a bunch of things. First, you're going to take their mini. The minis in this game are super cool, especially of the robots. So I'll put you over there. You are nothing to being scared of. We have your character's card, and then you have their starting equipment. The equipment is, this again, I find is very, very clever. I love this system, right? In that you have, anytime you see a piece of equipment that has this little semicircle, that's going to be a ranged weapon. This semicircle is going to be a melee weapon, and they fit around your character like so, and then your armor has this symbol. There are other weapons that complete the circle, so to speak, that could go up there that we might be able to buy from dudes in future rounds. Now, the way the game is designed, you're supposed to take this deck of 12 cards. Now, there are 4 of them that say stage 1, 4 of them that say stage 2, 4 of them that say stage 3. You're supposed to shuffle them up. You pull off 3, I think, and you choose the one you want to do. I find... No, my bad. I lied. There are, you pull, yeah, and then you have 4 encounters before you get to the boss. So the boss encounter is always this final encounter thing. That's crazy to me. I do not need 4 encounters to get to the boss. I don't find the encounters that fun. I find the boss battle fun. I'm having that, and I'm doing 2 encounters. Now, the way that keep that balanced is, one of the things you really need to do with these encounters is to get salvage, so you can get better weapons, you can get better cards. To get the salvage that I need to have more enemies. To do that, I am playing on the 3 and 4 player sides of these boards, not the 1 and 2. So each of these boards, so this is board 5, one side is 3-4, the other side is 1-2. I find the way these are numbered really tilting, because this is 5A 1-2. This is 5A 3-4. I assume that makes the way for expansion content. It's silly. I wish it was give me 5A and 5B and just tell me 3 or 4 playing the B side. These little numbers there, it's very easy to miss, but that's just like a minor gripe. But I just found some of the design a little strange. But I am not going to use the level 1 encounters at all. Instead, we're going right to a level 2 encounter. We're going to do 1 level 2 encounter. Then I'm not going to pick a few and choose which one I want to do. I'm just going to pick one at random. I'm going to do 1 level 3 encounter, and then I'm doing the boss battle. And I'm doing it on the 3 and 4 player side because I'll have double the enemies, which means I'll get double the salvage potentially if I kill them all. I won't necessarily kill them all. And then that salvage will give me a chance to level up twice. I'll get the equipment I need to advance to the boss. So I do need to cheese some things, at least early, to make this not cheese. I need to change some things early to make that happen. So I'm going to pretend that I already defeated a level 1 encounter, and we're going to get into our trait thing here. So the Nora Marksman, I can decide, do I want to go to the Wingspan way, where I get the Karha bow, or do I want to go the Bait way for Scavenger? And I don't actually really love the Karha bow, but I think I'm going to take it anyway. Actually, I wanted to see one thing about her upgrade cards. So basically, every hero has their stack of upgrade cards. These upgrade cards are not like the ones you buy from the merchant. These are the ones that you naturally get You have to choose though, but it's like it's a path. Like which path do I want to go down as the Nora marksman? This scavenger path isn't great, but if I might want this crippled system, I might want those crippled system cards. And I don't necessarily like her upgraded bow. I think I'm going to have a chance to buy a better weapon. But the problem is if I go there, if I want crippled system, I have to go all the way here. So one of the things I don't like about Nora's path, and I was playing with her yesterday, is that the thing that makes her super cool is this accurate ability she has. And then if you do any other path, you end up replacing that. And I think that kind of misses the point of what she is, or at least how I want to play her. So I might take the scavenger card, even though they don't help me. Now I should say, what are cards? I mean, these are the upgrade cards. What are cards? Cards are these things. They look like rectangles. You start off a starting deck of level 16 level 0 cards. Now each of the heroes has a starting deck of like 14, 16, 18, 20. I think it depends on the hero. There are 4 heroes in the base game, and this was the last one I played with, so this is the one I'm just going to throw in the channel today. And I think she will be like a pretty serious challenge when it comes to facing Thunderjaw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Since I'm going up to level 1 to start the game, because I'm going to pretend I did a level 1 encounter, because I only want to do 2 encounters, I don't want to spend this much time in encounters, I need to choose an upgrade. Now the one upgrade for level 1, had I went to the left on that path, I would have gotten an upgraded bow. I just don't think this bow is actually all that upgraded. It has some things that are good, but for the most part, I'm going to hope to get a better bow later. And I really don't like the way the rest of that path develops. What is lore shot? I want to make sure I'm not totally screwing myself here. After this resolve, perform free. Perform a free sprint action with the hunter, then move the enemy 2 spaces. Okay, yeah, I'll figure out how I want to use that. That sounds good. So I'm going to take the scavenger cards for level 1. No, I don't want to upgrade my... I really don't like the way they designed her, man. It's not good for solo. So take everything I just said and scrap it. Man, that's really bad. Because I would have to replace that with that, and I don't want to do that. I literally never want to replace that card, and I think I'm going to be forced to, and I don't like how they did that at all. Nope, I guess I'm getting the upgraded bow I don't want. It's just not a good weapon, man. It is not good. I feel like I'm wasting things. All right, well, here we go. I'm not taking scavenger. I thought that card. I thought the other was with cards, and I don't want that. So great. So we're getting an upgraded bow. We're gonna put that right there. And now again, I'll have my level 2 upgrades. I'll have my level 3 upgrades. But then I'm gonna be forced to replace her in the future. That's just really bad, dude. All right, whatever. I'm gonna move on. All right, so I'm at level 1, but now my hand limit goes from 16 up to 18. And again, I'm gonna start a level 2 adversary, a level 2 encounter, so I'm gonna actually want more hands. The number of cards in your hand is your life force, if that is not clear by now, which it shouldn't be because I haven't made it clear. So I have 16 level 0 cards in my hand. I upgraded to the left, but I didn't add any new cards. But my hand limit's now 18. So what I do is I grab 2 cards that are just basic stamina cards. They have a draw card ability on them, and they will go into my hand to get me up to my new hand limit of 18. Stamina cards are not great. They're just like filler. But again, remember, the number of cards in your deck is your life force. They have the system of fainting. If you ever run out of cards in your deck, you faint. And then in a normal semi-co-op game, then you can get brought back to life and blah, 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 and all this other stuff. In a co-op game, so that was a semi-co-op game. In a co-op game or in a solo game, you basically can never faint. If anyone ever faints, you lose. So you have to mount it to your deck. Since we're going to go with a level 2 encounter right off the bat, I did take my level 1 upgrade, even though I'm skipping over the level 1 encounter because I don't want to play more than 2 encounters before I get to the boss. Hope that made sense. Great, so this is my deck. I'm going to put that here. This deck is a bunch of salvage cards. This deck has one of my least favorite mechanics in board games. It is a mechanic famous in Robinson Crusoe. It's a mechanic you see a little bit in Nemo's War, where it basically will just troll you. That when you do something and you try to get your reward because you're trying to move on and like kind of level up your character or whatever, sometimes it's like, wah wah, this thing is mangled. You can't use it. You get no glory. And I'm like, what's the point? Dude, I just don't enjoy that in games when you have to do this really hard thing and then you get this thing. It's like the Robinson Crusoe gold. You get gold, but gold is useless on the island, and you're like, why? Like, what was the point? Or, you do the exploration in Nemo's War, and it's like, haha, you fell into a trap. Here, raise your threat by 4, and you're. I don't know, man. It's just one of my biggest pet peeves about game design. It just doesn't. Just give me a lame award. Like you get half the glory. Just do something. Like just to give me nothing is it's a very swingy, unmitigated swinginess is a phrase that was used by a wise person once. I'm gonna stick with that. What is that? Oh, is that Thunderjaw? Yeah. Okay. I was like, what is that shadow on the board? So I'm shuffling up the salvage deck. And the unmitigated swinginess that it is going to make me suffer through. Should I move you over? Oops, I shouldn't move you there. You should stay. Should I move you? Nah, I think this will work. Yeah, I think this will work. All right, cool. So we're going to shuffle the stage 2 cards, and I'm just going to randomly choose one. I'll get a D6. I rolled 3. We're going to shuffle the stage 3 cards. I'm going to randomly choose one. I rolled a 1. So those are going to be our 2 encounters. And then again, this is the final boss encounter for Thunderjaw. And this will be our exploration deck, and we'll put that up here. If you look at the book, they have this other suggested layout. I think it just takes up too much table space. Like I'm not going to really worry about it too much. We have my upgraded cards, which I can put them here to save some space, which will be good. And now we're going to take our first encounter. Bam. First encounter, we have 2A. And again, I'm going to play on a 3 or 4 player side as a way to balance out how much salvage I'm going to be able to get, because I want salvage so I can get better equipment. So is this the 3 or 4 player side? No, that is a 1 or 2 player side. This is the 3 or 4 player side. And that's going to get set there. And there's always like a hexagon in the corner. So you look at the hexagon on the thing that says the number of players the side is for, and that's what you use to determine the orientation. And we have 3A. This is going to go here, and this will go here. Okay, that should work. We are going to, actually maybe I can give myself a little bit more space there. And now we're going to look at the rest of this to determine what is going to be our setup. Nope, that is the 1 or 2 player side. The 3 or 4 player side is there. Now you notice a couple of things on there. One is going to be different symbols in the various corners of these things. That will tell you what's supposed to go there. The second thing you're going to notice is that there is like this like path. That was maybe a little hard to see with the camera and whatnot, but there is like a path of purple arrows, and that is going to be the general patrol path of the enemies until they're alert. The alert system in this game is very undeveloped. It's like an enemy starts non alert, then it becomes alert, and then it's always alert. Like they never. So maybe the expansion has changed that, but the fact that enemies like never go alert at all, like it just makes the whole thing a little bit silly. At least for a playing experience, at least in the non-boss battle. Boss battle makes a lot more sense to me, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. What are we going to put out? We're going to put out these suckers. We have our first enemy type is going to be the grazers. Each enemy comes with 1 card that tells you the information about the stats of that enemy, right? So the Grazers have 7 health, they have 1 shield, they give you 1 salvage when you defeat them, you give you 2 glory points when you defeat them, and they give you 2 points toward the encounter. We, in a 1-player game, are going to need 4, well, I'm on the 3-4 player side, so we're going to need 6 encounter points to be able to say, hey, we're going to be successfully call this and end the encounter. I probably will not end this encounter until I have either defeated all the enemies or one of the enemies escaped and I defeated the rest. And if I get fatigued at that point, it is what it is. The Grazer has 2 components. So when you attack an enemy, you can attack the enemy itself and do direct damage to it, or you can attack a component. One of the things I like about the Nora Marksman is that she really leans into attacking components, and I think makes that part of the game come to life a bit more. A lot of the other heroes, like literally, you might never attack a component until you get to the boss, and probably be playing correctly by strategy. But again, just my opinion. The one component we have is the rotor blades. If we attack a component, if we get 2 damage onto the Grazer, but we have to declare what we're attacking before we attack. If we say, hey, we're attacking the rotor blades, if we do 2 damage, that is the terror value of that component. We have successfully defeated that component. We will do 2 damage to the enemy. These are our damage tokens. More about them later. Not a huge fan. And then there is some kind of effect. The effect of destroying the rotor blades is that its A attacks are reduced by 2, which is good because again, attacks do damage. Damage makes us discard cards. We discard all the cards, we lose. The other component here, the other component here is the blaze canister. Blaze canister. Same thing. It has a terror value of 2. If we attack and defeat the blaze canister, the enemy suffers a 2 damage for that. And then additionally, we'll get a fire token. That means at the end of its next activation, it takes another damage, and then that fire token gets discarded. If you try to attack a component, say I attack component A and I only get 1 damage through. Well, now, since I was at half the terror value, I can put this on the board to indicate, hey, I have successfully damaged the component, but I did not destroy it. And now the next time I attack it, the terror value is only going to be a 1, so it'll be a lot easier to destroy it at that point. If we attack these components and do not defeat them, that means I'm rolling really well, and that will be super fun. The other card that we have for the Grazer is their behavior card. So other monsters, and if the Thunderjaw has a stack of these, of 8, Grazer only has this 1 card. And this basically dictates its behavior. Its behavior never changes. This is what this monster does. He's not that complicated. We will deal with him as we go, and I'll explain the basically it's like a series of yes or no questions and how all this works when we get there. So we're going to have Grazers on the board. The Grazers are going to be placed in all the A spots. So we have 1 Grazer there. We have 1 Grazer there. And that's it. The other kind of enemy we have in this map, basically, again, this is randomly generated by the encounter. Alexander G, hi there. Hello there, sir. We are going to get some scrappers. So the scrapper comes on the board here and here, or his card. So we have his card. Now these cards are double-sided. Thunderjaw actually has information on both sides. I find that a mind-blowingly bad design decision, but that's just me. Woof. But more on that later. So we have Scrapper. Scrapper has 8 health, 1 shield. You get 2 salvage when you defeat him, 2 glory points, and you get 2 points toward your encounter. Remember, we need to get 6 encounter points before we can successfully say, hey, we're done here. He has radar sweep, so he ignores tall grass. I'll explain what that means in a second. We have power cell. We have 2 components. The one component has a terror value of 4. If we destroy that, it's component A. We give him 2 damage and we disable his A attacks. If we destroy B, which only has a terror value of 2, we give him 2 damage and we disable his radar sweep. There is no good reason that I could think of why you would ever want to do that, because as soon as you attack the dude, he becomes alert. So, and the radar sweep just makes him become alert easier. Again, the alert system is not exactly fully thought through, right? Or there should be a parenthesis, this will not make him alert on an attack. I mean, there's got to be something to make that enticing, and there's nothing there. Again, the components with most characters I find are just absolutely silly. With Nora, they become again a little bit more part of the fabric of the game. And then we have the Scrapper's behavior card, and that will go there. We have a Scrapper here in the B. We have a Scrapper here in the B. And now what else is going on the board? Well, we're going to get some ruin-like locations. They go wherever there is a triangle. So if we are in this location when an attack happens, we can ignore the attack and all the effects of it. And then this would come off the board. So basically the monster attacked us vigorously, but we were defended, but he basically knocked our shield away. Is thematically what's happening. We have big stones there. The stones don't come into play that much in a solo game, except if I was on a stone when I killed a monster, I would get one additional glory point. And glory points can be important. Let's make sure that's right. Large spurs offer a natural vantage point, additional glory point if they perform a ranged or melee attack while in the same square as a rocky outcrop, another moving component that kill the target. A hunter in a but you get no benefit. So even though I have a higher vantage point, it would be like, hey, add one to your attack. I think that'd be cool, because then they become, but you take one more damage when you're attacked. I think there's a missed opportunity with the stones where it's just like, oh, you get one more glory point. Now, let's be fair. In a semi-co-op game, the number of glory points you get can help you win the game. In a solo game or in a co-op game, when you get glory points, you can immediately spend them to take that many cards from the bottom of your discard pile. So your discard pile has to stay in a certain order. It stays in the order that you add cards to it, I should say. And then you can immediately shuffle that many cards back into your deck. Right? So it helps give you more of a life source. Alexander G says, have never seen this game. I'm excited. No, cool. Look, there's a lot to like here. There's a lot to not like here too. And that's the unfortunate reality. At least have I've experienced it. All right. So we have put out our 2 enemies. We've put out our stones. We have put out our little ruins area. And then there's one more hex here. What does that mean? If we kill all the enemies on here, at the end, as a reward, we get one more salvage. All right. So that is going to be cool. I'll put this up here. Yeah, that will make some sense. Where do we start on the board? Well, this has that circle, the big white circle with the 2A in there. So I can start anywhere on this tile. I will start. Yeah, I'll start. I mean, there's a very small chance I kill this guy. It's not likely. I'll start over here. I think that will just make the most sense. And at the beginning of my turn, we're going to go through a sequence. So I'm going to get 5 cards. The first card is a stamina card. Again, that is just one of the extra cards I have because I did not have. Why is that so low? Will that work? I think that'll work. All right, so we have a stamina card. The second card we have off the deck is going to be a Hunter Arrow. The third card we have off the deck is going to be Inventive. Add an additional yellow die or orange die when making an attack. The fourth die we have is Precision Strike. If this attack attacks a component, ignore the target's armor when resolving damage. And the fifth card is a Hunter Arrow. Again, on our turn, we can do 2 actions. The first action we can do is a ranged attack. When you do a ranged attack, you have your ranged weapon. You have to discard an ammunition card. If you do not have an ammunition card, you cannot do a ranged attack. Additionally, you can choose anytime you attack to add 1. This is an interrupt event, and you can do that anytime in your turn. This is a ability. You can play you can add 1 ability to an attack. That's it, unless you have an ability that says you could do more than 1 ability, which would be bananas. So again, the other thing you could do, so that's a range attack. The other thing you do is a melee attack. You have melee attack. You can move one space into a space with an enemy as part of your melee attack, or if you're already in a space with an enemy, you don't have to move. And then you use your melee weapon. You do not need ammo to do a melee attack, but now, of course, you're super in range of an enemy, so be careful what you wish for. When I started the board, I could not start here because you have to start in an empty location that does not have an enemy. So I can start there. That's still considered empty. I'm pretty sure about that. So again, my bow, I have the upgraded bow because I'm level 1, is I have 2 range in my ranged attack. I will roll a blue die, and if I get a critical hit, I do 4 damage. But the blue dice themselves do not have any critical hits, so that's where something worth like inventive gives me a chance, a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a critical hit. My melee weapon has, I just roll 2 yellow dice. A critical hit just gives me an attack of 1. Additionally, if I roll a critical hit, I can ignore the target's armor when resolving damage. We'll talk about armor as we go. And then my special ability is accurate. When targeting opponents with a ranged attack, you may re-roll any number of dice. That's only when I'm targeting components. That's not when I'm targeting the actual enemy itself. When targeting opponents, I get a chance to do a re-roll. And then we have my armor. I'll talk about my armor when I'm defending. So, right now, all the enemies start in a non-alert state. Enemies become alert. Oh, wait, so the other things I can do. So I could do a range attack, I could do a melee attack, I could do a craft action. Craft action is I can take 3 cards at the bottom of my deck. I could shuffle into my deck so I can kind of refresh my life force. I could do a sprint action where I can move 2 spaces, but every time while sprinting, I move adjacent to an enemy, they become alert, so you have to be careful about that. Or I could do a sneak action where I just sneak. The craft action is the only one I can do twice on a turn. So I guess my both my actions, I get 6 cards back on my deck. The rest of those actions I can only do once. Now I can do a ranged attack and a melee attack on the same turn. That's fine. But I cannot do 2 ranged attacks again unless something allows me to do that. So I only have 2 actions again. So if I do a sprint and a melee, a sprint and a range, that's it. That's my turn. Right? Again, unless there's something that kind of changes that. You already talked about that. The enemies start non-alert. They become alert with a bunch of things that happen. You attack them, they become alert. If you start the enemy, they call it the encounter phase, I think. The enemy step. If you start the enemy step and they are adjacent to you and you are not in tall grass, they become alert. If they have radar sweep and they start a turn and they're adjacent to you, they start the enemy step and they're just to you, they become alert. If you're ever in the same space as them, they become alert. If they're ever in the same space as another enemy that is alert, they become alert. So a bunch of things happen. Those are all listed on page 34 of the rulebook. So if it suffers any kind of damage, so if it goes through like a trap or something, they become alert. The trap's like a whole other thing. You're not going to see a lot of traps in this game today. If another alert enemy is the same square, if a hunter is the same square at the start of the enemy step, right? So I can move in there, then they become alert, but at the start of the enemy step, if I'm there, they become alert. And again, if I sprint in an adjacent square, they become alert. Now, I'm not sure if I sprinted there, since I'm sprinting away, I don't know if that counts. Again, some of the things in the rulebook are not exactly the most clear. So, how many different hunters are there to play? There are 4 hunters in the base game. I am not sure if the expansions add any. Cardboard Casualty might be able to answer that, but it appears they weren't happy with other things I said, which is probably not true at all. But like, yeah, I think there are definitely 4 in the base game. One is like a trappy kind of thing. One's more of like a dodgy, agile survivor. This one is your ranged one, but their attacks are very underwhelming, and I'm going to need better equipment to have any chance against Thunderjaw. All right, so I have 2 actions. I'm going to start here because I can, and my first action is I'm going to attack with the Karja Hunter Bow, and I'm going to discard this ammo, so I'm adding 1 yellow die, and I will use my ability I'll use my discard pile there. I think that'll be fine. I'm going to use this ability for inventive that adds another yellow die. All right. So I get the blue die because that's what the bow gives me. I get a yellow die because of my hunter arrow, and I get another yellow die because of inventive. If I roll a crit hit with either yellow dice, I'm going to get 4 damage. Otherwise, I can get 2 damage. I think 1/6 of this is a miss. Half of it is 1 hit. A third of it is 2 hits, and then a sixth is a miss. So 1's a miss. Half of it is 1 hit. 1 face is 2 hits, and then 1 face is going to be the crit hit, which would be 4 hits. So those are the yellow dice. The blue die is a little different. A third of this is 1 hit. Half of it is 2 hits, and then 1 face has 3 hits. So we're attacking the grazer. The grazer has 7 health. The grazer's defense, the shield, does not come into play because the grazer is not alert. As soon as the grazer becomes alert, in the future, we're going to have to subtract whatever damage you do by the amount of shield it has, but we will not have to worry about that this turn. I am hopeful that I can get a very lucky 7 hits. Now, if I was attacking an opponent, which I'm not, but if I was attacking an opponent, the nice thing about that is then they would become... I would have a reroll, but I will not have any reroll chances with this roll. So I rolled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put 5 damage on this grazer. He suffered damage, so he becomes alert. Here's our little alert thing. I think I'm going to try to kill this dude. It shouldn't be that risky. I do have precision strike, and I think I can make this work. I could play my stamina as a interrupt action and draw a card, but I think I have what I need. So that was my first action. My second action is I'm going to do a melee attack. When I do a melee attack, I get to move 1 space into here, and I'm going to attack an opponent. I'm going to attack the rotor blades, which has a terror value of 2. If I destroy it, I do 2 damage. That would be enough to destroy the grazer. I'm going to play precision strike as a ability card. If this attack attacks an opponent, I ignore the target's armor. So otherwise, I would have to worry about the 1 armor because now it's alert. But now, since I'm playing that, I can ignore the armor. So I just need to get a 2 on these dice. Chances are good. You've seen me roll. Adjust your expectations accordingly. And I roll 2 damage. Precision strike lets me ignore armor. I managed to defeat that terror value. So it means I put this on there. I destroyed component A. Since I destroyed component A, I do 2 more damage. 2 more damage is enough to kill our friend, the grazer. So one thing I need to look up: attacking components. Some actions. The hunter before the attack gains 1 glory point. Place a destroyed token. The component's profile to enemy's hit points. The one thing that's not clear, if you destroy a component that then destroys the enemy, I think you get the glory points for both. Removes and apply the damage indicator component's profile to the enemy's hit points. Any excess damage is lost and is carried over across enemy hit points. A destroyed component cannot be attacked again. Some actions. I think you do. And I think so. I'm going to get extra glory this way, which is fine. So I destroyed the component. I'm going to get 1 glory, which means I can immediately turn that in and to shuffle this back into my deck. and then I destroyed the enemy. So we're going to look at the enemy's card. Since I destroyed the enemy, I'm going to get 1 salvage. We'll go to our salvage deck over here. What do we get? It is a blaze. You can just kind of line those up over there. And then additionally, since I destroyed the enemy, I get 2 glory. So I get to get 2 more cards, shuffle them into my deck. So basically my discard pile is empty again. And I have 2 encounter points toward the goal. Remember, I need 6 encounter points total before I can choose to just call it a day. Those are my 2 actions. I'm done. We now go to the enemy step. Enemy step, this guy's like, what? I smell a Nora marksman. So he's going to become alert because I'm adjacent and not in tall grass. And that's going to be a little tricky. So we'll see if this was the smartest decision I could have made in my life. This, the enemies are going to activate now. The enemies activate in order of how close they are to the nearest hunter. This guy is going to activate, come into here. And well, first of all, let's go to his little card. Is there a hunter within 1 space? Yes, there is. So he's like, hi, hunter. I'm a grazer. I'm going to kill you. So he moves 1 toward, and now he's attacking me with an attack of a 6. This is a melee attack at a 0 range, and he's doing 6 damage. I'm going to defend against this with my armor. So I'm rolling 2 yellow dice. All right, if I rolled a critical, that would have been giving me 3 defense. I did not roll a critical, but I did roll a blank and a 2. So I negated 2 of that 6 damage. So I have to discard 4 cards from a combination of the top of my deck and my hand. I will discard. I have a bunch of arrows in my hand. So I'm going to discard 2 cards. I don't really want the stamina card. And then 2 cards on the top of my deck. One, it's another arrow, and the other stamina, which is perfect. Get those out of my hand. So that's done. Now we can, after I assign damage to me, I have to move to an adjacent space of my choice. I find the dodge part of this really weird. It is what it is. He's a little gamey, gamesmanshipy, but basically it's like, oh, we got attacked. Oh, I'm going to go over there. Fine. This will actually work to my favor. So I'm going to go over there. We'll call it a day. And then we go back here, move 1 away from the closest hunter. This dude will only move if he can increase the number of spaces between us. Right now, there's 1 space between us. He's going to go there, and he's going to go stand on that stone now. The scrappers are both going to activate. 1 goes there. Again, they're just following the line of purple arrows. The other one goes there. Excellent. We now go to the next turn. Beginning of my turn, I draw out to my hand limit. So we have sliding shot. This hunter may make a dodge before checking the range of the attack. I don't understand. So I think it's just like the idea of you can move. I just wish the wording's really awkward. Like, it's just the hunter can move 1 space in any direction as part of this attack is really what I wish it said. But I think they just overthought it. Precision strike. If this attack attacks a component, ignore the target's armor. There's our arrow. Here's another. Again, we have so many arrows in our deck. And the last one is another arrow. We're very full of arrows. So, note in the future, the grazers, their next activation, if I am not within 1 square, they're just going to move off the board. Right? So we lose the opportunity for salvage, we lose the opportunity for glory, and we lose the opportunity for the extra salvage that comes with the scenario. We defeat all the enemies. So I don't want him to move off the board. So I am going to want to be next to him. I'm not going to be able to kill him. It's going to be really hard to do that. So I think what I'm going to do is do a ranged attack. I'm going to play sliding shot as an ability. Oh, so I discard the arrow because I'm attacking with an arrow. I'm going to play sliding shot as an ability to get me there. And I'm now attacking with the blue and the yellow. I have no chance of defeating him because he's alert. That means that I could attack a component. He's alert, so his ammo, his armor is activated. I could try to reduce the damage he does to me. That I like. Yeah, then I get to re-roll that. That's fine. So I'm rolling a blue and a yellow, and I'm going to attack the rotor blades. So I'm attacking component A. I would have done 5 damage. I would have done 4 damage to him had I not attacked opponent A, but I attacked opponent A. So I only do enough to destroy this. There's no more grazers on the board other than this guy, so I'm just going to put it on here instead. That does 2 damage to him, but now that it reduces his attacks to me by 2, which helped me have a little bit more longevity. Had I known I was going to roll, a critical hit, I might not have. I might not have done that, but such is life. And I can actually just put this alert thing over here as well. The grazer is alert. Component A is destroyed, and he has 2 damage on him. My next action, I'm going to craft, and let's get some cards back into my discard pile. And we'll get that done. All right. The grazer is, we now go to the enemy step. The grazer is like, is there a hunter within 1 square? Yeah, now remember, hunter is always hunter, enemy is always the machines. So it's not like some games where it's like, oh, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, or you know what I'm talking about. It's like enemy depends on the perspective. No. Enemy is always the machines. I wish they just said, if they use hunter, I wish they just said machine. I digress. But here we are. So we're doing the nearest hunter. Yes, they're going to move here. He attacks. I'm going to defend with 2 yellows or oranges, whatever. I defend 2. I reduce that attack by 2 because, again, I destroyed his component A, and this was an A attack. You can see that right on their card. So I'm only going to take 2 damage. I will discard a hunter arrow and the top card of my deck. It's another hunter arrow. Of course it is. I should probably forget how many of those arrows I have in my deck. I need to make a dodge. He moves 1 away. Deja vu. These guys go here and here. Next, I draw up the 3 cards. Yeah, I have so many friggin' arrows. I have a quiver full of arrows. I'm going to draw 1, 2, and 3. A bunch of hunter arrows. Awesome. I'm going to attack his other component because why not? I cannot do the move thing that I want to do, but that's fine. I'll just do a sneak, but I like doing that move just so I can get those 3 cards back in place in my deck and do a craft and make sure my deck stays nice and healthy, but that's fine. So I'm going to do a hunter arrow. I have range 2, so we are well within range, and I'm going to attack the blaze canister. I'm rolling the blue and the yellow. I need 3. I got 4. I need a 3 because the armor value does matter. That's done. I destroyed the blaze canister, so this thing's destroyed. Immediately suffer 2 damage, and we take a fire condition. And then my second action, I'm going to move 1 here. I could actually sprint, but I think if I sprint adjacent to this guy, I wake him up. I'm not sure. So I'm not even going to mess with it. I just moved the 1 there. We go to the enemy step. Again, the grazer's like, is there a hunter within 1 square? There is. He moves here. He attacks. He's attacking me with what would have been a 6. It's now a 4. I block 5, so no damage to me. I do a dodge move. He moves 1 away. And at the end of his activation, this comes off. We give him 1 more damage. Now, the damage chips are really not great. They should have had 2 different size chips. I just think it's a big miss. So you have the one side. All these are 2-sided. One side's 1, one side's 5. It's again, it's not great. Things flip. I don't know. Generally doesn't matter, but could be a little annoying. So he has 5 damage on him. He's 2 away from certain death. Oh, and when I destroyed 2 components over the last 2 turns. I could have shuffled 2 more cards on my deck. Again, you get a glory point every time you destroy a component. So that's helpful. So I should have had 2 more cards on my deck. Cards are all random. I'm not going to be too worried about it. So then the scrappers are going to do their activations, 1 and 2. Again, they're Enemies do not do much exciting as long as they're not alert. But again, keeping them not alert as much as you can is a big way of how you're going to have success in this game. I draw to my hand limit, which is 5. Woof. I'm a little worried. I need to get 3 damage through, and I'm only going to have 1 attack. I think I'll do it. So I'm going to do a ranged attack from where I am. I could sprint and try to kill him from the top of the... You can do a range. Nothing's saying you can't do a range attack in the same square. So that's fine. I will do... I'm going to end up there anyway. Sure, why not? I'm going to sprint here. 1, 2. We're doing a range attack. My hunter bow. I'm going to discard a hunter arrow. I'm rolling a blue and a orange. I need 3 damage. I got 0. So I got 2 damage and a blank. That means I did 1 damage, got through. So he's down to 1 health. And that's all she wrote. The grazer's like, is there a hunter within 1 square? Sure is. So the grazer is going to attack me. I am rolling 2 orange. I defend 2. I take 2 damage. I will discard this. And the top card of my deck. Stamina card. I will dodge 1 away. And then the grazer will move 1 away from the closest hunter. He can't move to a space and increase the distance between me and him, so he's not going to move. And then the scrappers come here and here. Now, he is adjacent to me, but it's the beginning of the enemy step that matters to determine whether or not he becomes alert. My turn, I draw to my hand limit, which is 2. There's the inventives I wanted. I'm just going to try to do the Nora Spear, so I'm going to move 1 and attack with a melee attack. I got 2 damage. I can ignore the shield as well, so that's more than enough to kill this dude. Out, out, out. I want to make sure I'm reading that right for the Rocky out. Hunter, if they perform a ranged or melee attack. Yes, yes, and yes. So we've killed this dude. We are going to draw how many salvage? We draw 1 salvage. Am I going to get trolled by the deck? I am not. So we get a metal shard. And then I get 2 glory points, which means I can take these 2. And I'm on a rock, so I get 3 glory points. I can take these 3 cards, shuffle them in, and make my life force a little bit better. That was my first action. I still have 1 more action. I'll go ahead and craft. We'll get 3 more life points back. A bunch of arrows that I did want to get back in my deck. So I didn't use any cards that turn, which is fine, but think we're good. The scrappers, despite the fact that I'm standing on a big rock, they do not see me still, so they're going to come in and go 1 and 1. That's their entire step. And now we go back to my turn. I draw to my hand limit. My hand limit's 5. I am going to try to kill one of these scrappers. So I'm going to attack with the Karja Hunter Bow. I'm going to discard this arrow as my ammo. And then I'm going to play 1 ability. I'm going to get the inventive. I can add another yellow die. So I'm rolling these 3 dice. I'm attacking this dude. We got 4 damage from the critical hit. 2 more damage because of that. 1 damage because of that. Now remember, shields are not active because he was not alert. Now he sure is. Got his attention with that attack. That is 7 damage. We should be able to knock him out. Now, sure. I'm going to do a melee attack now. So I'm going to use my Nora Spear coming in. I'm going to play inventive. No, I'm going to play precision strike. Ignore the armor. And I'm going to attack radar with 2 yellow dice. I did 2 damage. Remember, I ignored the armor. The tear threshold of radar is 2, so that is enough to destroy that. That is going to give me a glory point because I destroyed a component. I'm immediately going to turn that into a new card in my deck. And that does 2 more damage to the Scrapper. Scrapper has 8 health. That is going to wipe him out. So it's kind of like a deja vu with the Scrappers. It's basically the same thing that happened with the Grazers. And let me get the Grazer stuff off the board because there are no more Grazers. So I defeated the Scrapper. What happens? I get 2 salvage. Am I going to get trolled by the deck? Nope, we get metal shards and metal shards. Excellent. We get 2 of that. We get 2 glory, so 2 more cards are shuffled into my deck. My life force has been kept nice and healthy. And I didn't keep track after the Grazer, but that does give me 2 more points for the encounter. So I do have the 6, and technically I could end this now, but I am going to go try and kill this last Scrapper before we leave the field to play. Oh, joy. Now, think about this. This is the 3 or 4 player side. Imagine if you were on this board with 4 players. I mean, it's not a lot. There's actually been some interesting decisions. I've had to like figure out how I wanted to attack these, keep them alert, not alert. 4 players, they're all alert. It just kind of falls apart for me. I think you lose some of the stealth, you lose some of the cat and mouse. This to me is a much better game with 1 player, which is crazy because it's balanced for 4. I think it's a snooze fest at 4, but that's just me. I mean, sometimes you could say that like similar things about Too Many Bones, like 4 players in a mat is kind of silly, but at least then like the enemies you're up against get harder and harder and harder because the baddie queue is bananas, right? So that's that. The beginning of the enemy step, this Scrapper becomes alert. He's like, oh, I see you. So we're going to put that alert thing there. And now he's going to attack. Is there a hunter within 1 square? Yes. Move 1 toward the closest hunter. Yoink. And now he's going to do a melee attack of a 4. And he basically operates the same way as the Grazer. Melee attack of a 4. Again, I have not disabled anything on him, so it's going to be the full 4. I just blocked 3, so I take 1 damage, so I can discard 1 card. I'm going to do my dodge move, and then he moves 1 away from me. So he will never leave the board, unlike the Grazers. The Grazers had that threat of leaving the board, which is super bad. So we don't have to worry about him leaving the board. We just have to try to figure out how we can most efficiently kill him. Beginning of my turn, I draw 3 cards. We get a stamina card. We get a hunter arrow. And we get a critical hit. Play after this component destroys a component to draw a card from the salvage deck. Super nice. Alright, I'm going to use my Karjabo. I'm going to discard a hunter arrow and play inventive. So I'm rolling a blue and 2 yellows or oranges. I did 5 damage. The shield reduces it to 4 damage. So we have 4 damage on this clown. I used, you are not the clown. That's fine. Yeah, he's gonna mess me up pretty much wherever I go. So I'm just gonna move 1 closer to him because if I stayed far away from him, he would do this. It's not a. Is it a ranged? Yeah, he would do a ranged attack on me. I'd rather just get closer to him, where he'd be less dangerous. All right, that's my turn. He now comes in. He's attacking me with a 4. I roll my defense. I blocked 3. I take 1 damage. I'm going to discard the stamina card. I dodge back. He goes over here. Next turn, I draw to my hand limit, which is 5. Another inventive, a sliding shot. Yeah, I think I just mess around with this dude because I can. Ooh, disable A attacks. That'd be nice. We have a tear value of a 4 on that. Sure, I'm going to do this hunter arrow. I'm going to play inventive. I'm going to attack component A. And that's after. And I can only use 1 ability, so I can't do sliding shot and inventive. So I'm attacking. I have a blue and 2 yellows, and I'm attacking component A. I get to reroll because they're accurate, and I need to get at least 5 damage to hit the terror value for A. That will do. That is 6 damage. I would have killed him, but I'm kind of just messing around. So I did the terror value. I destroyed component A. That's 2 more damage to him, so he goes from 4 to 6. And I get a glory point, which means I can get this. And now I can play this interrupt card, critical hit, play after a component, a hunter destroys a component to draw a card from the salvage deck. Am I getting trolled by the salvage deck? No, I get a chill water. People are like, the salvage deck never trolls you, Greg. You're just making this up. I'm like, no, it really does, and it's super annoying. All right, that was my first action. Dude has 2 more health. I'll be able to kill him when I'll just probably go after the radar component next turn. And then again, I'll just move back here. His turn, he's going to, well, I could disable component A. Now, I'm going to stay right there. I will craft. I will craft. All right, his turn. Is there a hunter within 1 square? There is not. So he would normally do a range attack of a 6 from 2 away, but I disabled his A attack, so he can't do that. So he's going to go to B, move 2 to the 2 towards the closest hunter. He just comes there. He doesn't attack at all. We go to my next turn. I draw out to my hand limit, and that's fine. I'm going to attack him from on top of this hill. A blue and a orange. I did 2 damage. That is not enough to destroy that. So when attacking components, and I'm attacking that component, when attacking components with a ranged attack, I can reroll any number of dice. I'll just reroll this one. And that's enough to disable this. I could get a glory point, so I could shuffle that back in. I have killed him because I did 2 damage to him by destroying that. And when I kill him, I get 2 salvage. It's a metal shard and a metal shard. So this salvaging is going very, very well today. And I would get glory points, so I could shuffle 2 more back in. But at the end of the round, there are no enemies left. Since I killed all the enemies on the board, I get 1 more salvage. And it is a Sparker. Okay, no complaints about that. So that is the end of the first encounter. We'll have 1 more encounter, then we get to the boss. Yes, yeah, buddy. I love the boss. He's so cool. All right. These go away. These come out. A, B, done. These all go on here. These come out. So, in between encounters, what happens? First thing, well, we just did a level 2 encounter. So I have to choose my path. I'm going to add hit and run. So since I went from, I looked at my little thing here. I went from the Carja bow to hit and run. After performing an attack, this hunter may perform a free sprint action. The other thing I could have gotten is weak point. If this target of this attack has 1 or more destroyed components, inflicting additional damage. Just don't think that 1 damage is worth it. To hit and run, the extra sprint action could indeed be helpful, especially I know what the next upgrade is going to be for me. My hand limit goes from 18 to 20, so I would take 2 more stamina cards. So I have 4 of these in my hand now, which isn't really that good. And now there would be stuff with like comparing glory and who's the leader and all that stuff. You're playing semi-co-op, we're not doing that. But now, a beautiful little merchant's going to come by. So we're going to get a merchant level that's equal of the encounter that we just defeated. And the merchant's going to have some stuff to sell us, because it's a nice merchant. This goes away. Over there. Over there. So we successfully salvaged every time, which is nice. So we have 5 metal shards, we have 1 chill water, we have 1 sprinkler. Sparker. Now, it's like, why do we need a sprinkler? I don't know if there's a lot of lawn care going on. you can spend any like fancy component you could spend as a metal shard, or you can spend 2 metal shards as any one fancy component. Lee says, are there any other objectives in the encounter other than kill all mobs? Say get to a specific location without being detected, etc. No. No, there aren't. The objectives are here are the enemies, kill them. Um yeah, it's just, which is why I'm just confused. Because like that's a great game. It can be a great game, but lean into it. It's like they tried to they overthought it in my mind, and they didn't. I don't know, man. Like game design's hard. I get it. I just this the how naturally this would just could have been just an amazing boss battler. Like the thing is just there, dude, and they just went in some very weird directions with the design that I just don't think totally work. And again, these enemies, like that wasn't hard, right? But if I'm only doing 2 encounters, I need to be on the 3-4 player side so I can get myself the extra components. So in some ways, the encounters are longer because I'm on the 3 or 4 player side, but I'm saving myself the setup and I'm saving myself the in between. So I'm radically shortening the time of play by only doing 2 encounters as opposed to 4. All right, we're setting up our market. The market's going to have what is that? Oh, so if market's going to have 2 ammo, so there's a fire arrow. Ooh, that could be good. We have 1 miscellaneous thing, so we have a health potion. So the fire arrow, you roll a yellow, but if you do any damage to a target, the target also suffers fire condition, which again is another damage that will happen as soon as their activation is over. I don't know where the fire condition token went. I don't know. It's somewhere. Great. We have the health potion. Scrap this card to shuffle the bottom 6 cards from the hunter's deck. Discard pile into the deck. This would go in our deck, and so scrap's interesting. So scrap is like take it out of your deck, but when you take it out of your deck, it comes back into your deck at the end of the round. So it's kind of like a once per game kind of effect, or once per encounter kind of effect. We have upgrades. There are 2 kinds of upgrades. There are weave upgrades that go onto your armor, and then there are other upgrades that will go onto your weapons. So this is the resist melee weave. Reduce the damage suffered by this hunter from melee attacks by 2. That's very strong. We have the Carger Tripcaster. This is not what I want. This is the one weapon that we'll have available to us. It is something that works with traps. I don't really like the trap stuff. I'm sure it's super interesting when you really know what you're doing. I don't enjoy it. This is another ammo card that has to do with traps. So when you use ammo, the ammo used has to match the weapon in order to be useful. I mean, obviously that makes sense. So I don't love either of those. So we already have a weapon out, so that's not available. We have another core, the damage coil. If this attack exceeds the target's armor, inflict 1 additional damage. That's a little pricey for what it is. And so we're looking for one thing here. We're looking for an upgraded armor. So we keep going through these cards until we have an armor. The Banuk Ice Hunter Medium, you roll a yellow and a black. If you roll a critical, you get 4 success, but the black die is half critical and half miss. I don't love it. I kind of like what I have better. It's getting more consistent. The hunter is immune to ice. Honestly, none of these dudes are really giving us ice anyway. So this isn't the most amazing array of things I've ever seen. I do like the resist melee weave, so I'm gonna spend 2 metal shards and the sparker to get that. And I have room for 1 upgrade on my starting armor. So that'll be cool. Now if I upgrade my armor, I can dismantle this and keep that upgrade and put that on a new armor later. So that will be fine. So since that went away, I do pull until I get another upgrade card. It's the damage coil. We have 2 damage coils. I have 3 metal shards, a chill water, and a blaze. I think I saved them all. Although I don't hate the fire arrow. I'm going to spend 1 metal shard for this fire arrow. That's a pretty reasonable thing. I'm taking a stamina card out. We're going to pull these out to get new ammo. Coil, another fire arrow. Great, I'll pay another metal shard to get this fire arrow. Kick a stamina card out. Ammo, that's a weapon. Shock bomb. I don't really love the shock bomb, and I don't even have the weapon type that I can use it. I think that's good. These should be 22 cards in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2. No, there should be 20 cards in front of me. Oh yeah, because I added. My bad. I added the 2 from the hit and run. I should not have added. I added 2 stamina cards silly. That was really dumb. So yeah, so I added 4 cards. My hand limit increased by 2, and I replaced 2 cards. I replaced the 2 staminas I had. So now my deck's actually looking really nice. 1, 2, 3. So I have no staminas. I added 2 arrows. Both those arrows are usable with my bow. And we should have 20 here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right. Everything that was not purchased. So all of these salvage things were used. I'm going to take these and shuffle them to the salvage deck. I get to save the salvage I didn't use. So I have 1 chill water, 1 metal shard, and 1 blaze. This goes over here. And then all this stuff is going to get shuffled into the merchant deck. But honestly, we're not coming back to a level 2 merchant. So I'm not that worried about it. That will just go over there. So our second and last encounter before Thunderjaw, we have this. So we're on the 3 or 4 player side, so we need 7 encounter points. Once we get the 7 encounter points, we can call it a day. Video game is pretty good for a modern AAA and worth a play, in my opinion. Yeah, I've heard really good things. I'm just not a video gamer. Like I could be. I think that's why I'm not. Right? Like at some point, time is limited, so I just do not entertain. I stay away. Right? Like enough board games that I want to play. Getting into another genre of like things I'm never going to get to is probably not great for what I'm looking to do. And relationships, wife, life, family, all that stuff. So here we go. I am going to now set up the board for our final encounter here. Oh, we're going to have the Shell Walker. That makes me happy. We're going to have 2A. Where did you go? 2A is going to be on the 3 or 4 player side, so that will go over here. We're going to need 5A. It's going to go here. That's on the 3 or 4 player side. And 1A is going to go over here. I might have to move some things around. That's on the 3 or 4 player side. And we'll go right. It's like it was meant to be, kids. Let me move this over a little bit. It's actually a really good pull. There are definitely some maps that would have been a lot more of a pain, but I will take that for sure. All right, so that's done. Now, like, what's going to be where? The important, hard-hitting questions. What is going to be where? We have some glorified cow dogs with the Strider. The Strider is going to be in A. So A, A. Is that right? Oof. Oh yeah, so they're leaving the map quick. All right, so everyone's trying to leave in the map here. This is the right direction. So these striders are going to go here, 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 and then they pick up here. These striders are just going to kind of loop around there. So I'm going to try to kill all of them, obviously. We're going to have protection there, and protection here. One of the things that we don't have, there are these guys that sometimes get put on these maps where you can spend an action to pick it up and you draw 3 salvage cards. Again, it's a lot of salvage cards for what it is. I think there's like some weird imbalancing there. And then we have the Shell Walkers. The Shell Walkers are like boss-like. They're pretty cool. So I played against them the least, and they are two-sided because of course they are. So Cargo Defender, if its cargo holder has been destroyed, increase all damage this enemy inflicts by 1. So we have 11 health on this thing. It has 2 shields, and actually I didn't talk about the Striders either. So I'll talk about the Striders first because they're simpler. No extra information on this side. All right, Hard Instincts. When this enemy becomes alert, it moves 1 space toward the closest enemy. So it becomes alert and immediately backs up, right? So that's something to think about. Why does that matter? Again, because if then it goes there and it's alert, it will alert somebody else, right? So you get like a chain reaction of alerting. It has a blaze canister. It has a terror value of 2. If you destroy it, it suffers a damage. These suckers only have 6 health, so they're pretty easy to kill. The Shell Walker is a different kind of story. Again, it's a quasi-boss-like thing. It has 11 health, 2 shield. You get 3 salvage if you destroy it, and 3 glory points. You also have 4 points toward your encounter when it's destroyed. So we're going to need to destroy at least one of them. Again, I want to destroy everything. It has 3 different component types. The first component type is a cargo holder. It has a terror value of 4. You draw 3 salvage cards, reduces enemy's salvage value to 0. So that's kind of dumb. You know, it's a easy way to get 2 damage to it, but it's 4. You have to do 4 damage to it to get the 2 damage on it, right? So you have to do 4 damage to the cargo holder to do 2 damage on it. It attacks you more, and then it has no more salvage value. So in a solo game, you're never doing that. Like, you're just never, ever doing that. Like, it's dumb. I digress. Lightning Gun. You disable B attacks, and then the enemy suffers shock. What does shock do to an enemy? We have to go to page... Oh, it only resolves 1 action. So that could be fine. It does 3 damage to it. And then you have this one, terror value of a 2, suffers 1 damage. Shield Claw, reduce the enemy's armor to a 1 instead of a 2. That could be very nice. So that's probably worth doing for sure. And now it has 3 activation cards. So activation, when it activates, you flip over the card. It do what it does. Second, you flip over a card. Third time, you flip over a card. Next time you get a draw a card, you shuffle it up. So I like that randomness. I think that's a slightly more interesting way to play. Put these. Oh, I caused an earthquake. I caused an earthquake. Jonathan Kikoski. Yes, the video game was good. Upgrade system seems neat though. Yeah, man. Welcome to the chat. It's good. It's good to see you. Yeah, upgrades are cool, man. I like this. I think this is super sharp looking. I make a circle. Who doesn't like circles? But there's a lot of other systems that are just kind of not fully developed. I have not played the Shield Worker much. I kind of want to get some sense of what they're doing. A lot of 4 damages. 4 damage. 4 damage times 2. Yeah, he's pretty gnarly. I kind of want to disable those B attacks. I think that's probably in my best interest. Yeah, okay. Something to consider. Now, this is... If these were the enemies started, I think this game would be so much better. This fodder, like, wasting my time, kind of junk, yeah, not so interesting. The Shell Walker, super cool. All right, I start anywhere I want there. And hello, Nora. How are you? Nora's going to come into this grass. So realistically, we're gonna want these guys. Oh wow, what? Is that right? They're coming off the board this way. That's not cool. Basically, I want to kill these guys if I can, get here, and then I can start messing with Shell Walkers 1 and 2, and then we'll figure it out. So, Hunter Arrow. Hit and run. Again, it's performing an attack. I can perform a free sprint action. That's nice to have. Critical hit. Play after destroys a component to draw a card from the salvage deck. And inventive. And fire arrow. I do have a hunter arrow. Alright, good. My first action, I'm going to discard. I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put my discard. I'll probably just put it off the board. You just have to trust me I'm doing it right. Trust me, I'm trustworthy. Put it up here. So I'm playing Hunter Arrow, and I'm going to play Inventive. I'm rolling a blue and 2 yellows. I'm attacking this dude. I just need a 6. I just got a 3. So bad. That is not the roll of dreams. Man. I wanted to kill him, but I did not. So he gets 3 damage on him. He becomes alert. He moves 1 toward the closest enemy, so he goes there. So now they're both alert. So we're just putting the alert thing there, and 3 damage on this dude. That was a bad roll. Enemy within 2 squares. They're both going to attack me with a 4. I'm kind of okay with this. That was a really bad roll. I'm a little upset. Free sprint action. Yeah, I have to start knocking these dudes down. So I'll play hit and run. After performing an attack, I can perform a free sprint action. Here I am. And then I'm going to do critical hit. Let's just 2 yellow, ignore his armor. He'll attack me, but then he'll suffer fire. All right, so critical hit of attacking the blaze canister with a melee attack. Again, that was a free sprint action with hit and run. I'm doing the critical hit with the melee attack. Excellent. So I ignore his armor value because I played critical hit. That's 2 damage. That's enough to destroy the blaze canister. So A is destroyed on this guy. He gets 2 more damage. And he gets fire. We go to the enemy activation step. This guy, when he became alert, he would move 1 toward the closest enemy. The closest enemy was in his space, so he's fine. The dude that I already attacked is going to attack me. He's attacking me with an attack of again, another enemy within 2 squares. Yes. So he moves 2 close to closest hunter. I'm already there. He attacks me with a 4. I rolled a 2, and then remember I reduced the damage suffered by melee attacks by 2, so I take no damage. Then the fire kicks in. That does 1 more damage to him. When I destroyed a component, I got a card back. Oh, it says the fire destroyed him. I don't get the salvage. That's dumb. Yeah, since the fire destroyed him, I don't actually get the salvage because it was a fire that destroyed him and not me. I'm pretty sure that is correct, and I don't get the glory points. I don't get any of it. But we do get 1 toward the number of enemies that were destroyed. So we're getting toward, we're going to get to the 7. It is what it is. I'm not even going to keep track of it. It's just one thing I'm going to forget to do. Anyway, so this dude's out. The next dude is going to attack me. He's attacking me with a 4. Oh, when he attacked, I would have had to do a dodge. I would have dodged this way. Yeah, that will work. And then he's another enemy within 2 squares. There is. He's going to move 2 toward the closest hunter, attacking me with a 4. I rolled 4 block, but I reduced melee attacks by 2 anyway, so no damage. I'm going to dodge again, and he's going to chill right there. All right, the rest of these guys are just going to activate. They're going to stay in their patrol routes, and we go to the next turn. I'm going to grab a card, sliding shot. Grab a card, precision strike. You know what? That's bananas. I don't know the answer if fire kills it. I think a reasonable home rule, house rule, if I'm house ruling a bunch of this stuff, should be that if it's destroyed, it's a solo game. You just get the glory for all of it. Like, I can't, because I'm going to keep adding fire to this garbage. It just seems. And again, this rulebook is unbelievably long to be as unbelievably. Yeah, if the enemy is killed as a result of a fire condition, the players gain the listed encounter points, but don't draw the salvage deck or gain glory points. I just think that's a bad ruling, or should be made some kind of exception in a solo game. But yeah, because I'm going to keep adding fire and keep not getting, the stuff. But that's fine. I got the one. I did get the one glory for destroying the component. Just the salvage is really what I'm going to need to get more stuff. All right, so my turn. Beginning of my turn, I drew 2 cards already. Precision strike, sliding shot, hit and run, and hunter arrow. It's alert, so its armor is going to be up for sure. I'm going to use the hunter. I could just go there. Yeah, I'm going to do sliding shot to move here. Use the hunter arrow. So I guess the ammo and then the ability. I'm attacking with a blue and a orange. Oh, maybe I do it the other way. That's probably smarter. Now, I'm going to do a melee attack. So I move into here. I'm rolling 2 oranges. I'm going to use precision strike and I'm going to attack this target. So I'm ignoring armor value. 2 damage. So that's enough since I ignored armor value to destroy the canister. I do 2 damage to it and we add a fire. Done. Now I'm going to do a range attack. I'm going to play sliding strike. Well, I'll play hunter arrow, sliding strike. Attacking with an attack of a blue and an orange. Armor is going to matter. So I did 2 more damage. So we're up to 4 because I rolled a 3. Armor is a 1. And that's my turn. The enemy nearest me, is there an enemy within 2? No, there is not. So now we do this other activation. Move 1 toward the closest enemy, or move 2 close to the closest hunter. It is going to move 1 toward the closest enemy. It's going to go there because it's going toward this enemy. And now, since it moved 1 toward the closest enemy, anything that's shaded in blue, you only do the first one you can. You ignore the second one. And now, since we did the move 1 toward the closest enemy, now it's going to do this melee attack of a 4. But actually, I just ignore the attack and we discard this because that's where I'm standing, so I don't have to dodge or any of it. The rest of these guys are going to continue to move on their patrols because they are not alert yet. We go to my next turn. I draw 3 cards. He suffers 1 damage because of the fire. He has 1 health left. Which worked out well. So 1, 2, 3. I have a billion arrows. I think I'm going to attack the Shell Walker. Yeah, let me do a melee attack. I'm rolling these 2 orange dice. I just need to get 2. I got 2. Shield makes it down to 1. I only needed 1 to go through. I killed this dude. Oh, I did attack. Yeah, I destroyed its canister, and I never took the glory point for it. So I did that for last turn. Now I went ahead. I'm going to get 1 salvage. The ancient vessel. This hunter may discard this card at the start of the merchant set to visit a different level merchant. The other hunters was still. So this gives you a chance to get the higher level equipment before the rest of the people you're up against. Very useless when I'm already in the 3rd encounter. So again, a quasi troll. I wish like all these things I had. I don't know. There's ways I would have made the salvage deck a little bit more dependable, especially in a solo game. But that's fine. So that's done, and then we're going to get my glory point. The glory points for killing the Strider is just 1, so we shuffle that into the deck. All right, I still have the ability to do a range attack. I would like to disable the B attacks for the Shell Walker because they're pretty nasty. So I'm going to do a fire arrow. Damages a target. Does that include damaging a opponent? I don't know if the fire arrow would work on this guy. So I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to do the hunter arrow. I'm going to attack a blue and a yellow. I just need to get up to a 4. It's not alert, so I don't have to worry about its shield right now. Oh, and then it's stunned too. What's on the other side of this? Yep. Again, information on both sides of that card is just a really bad design decision. All right, I'm attacking an opponent. I need a 4, and I get a reroll. It's going to be rough. If I half miss, then I would reduce the terror value. So hopefully we get a 4. Woof! The terrible roll. I get the reroll. Garbage. I did a 2, so I have half destroyed B. It suffers no damage. That was a really bad roll, and now it's alert, so it's going to be even harder to do that in the future. That's garbage. I'm still going to effectively need a 4. Wow. After performing an attack, I could do a free sprint action. I don't even know their attacks well enough. Oh, that was so bad. I mean, the odds aren't amazing, but again, I roll a critical hit, I get a 4. This could have been a 3. I could have done a 2 and a 2. There's definitely some math that worked out. That was just a really bad roll. Do I want to do the free sprint action? Probably. Yeah, I'll do the hit and run. Let me get a little bit out of dodge and get over here. All right. This dude's active, so we're going to flip over a card. I don't know if you flip over a card for each or if you flip over a card for the class. Enemies that have multiple cards. That I do not know. See, you activate alert enemies first, then not alert, then non-alert enemies. Yeah, I don't know. I assume you just pick over one for the class if they're both activated. If they're both alert, then I think they would both use the same card. That's just how I'm going to play it. If someone knows better than me, let me know. So we're going to flip over this behavior card. What is the Shellwalker doing? It is going to do a melee attack range 1, but it can't. So it's going to move 1 toward the closest hunter. It can do that. It's going to move here. So it did the first blue action it could. Now this action is required. It's going to do another move 1 toward the closest hunter. And then it's going to do a melee attack range 1. Again, it still can't. The rest of these enemies are just going to move on their patrol routes. We go to my next turn. I grab 2 cards, Hunter Arrow. Excellent. That makes me happy. I wish I had the slide thing. It's only attacking with a 4. I wish I didn't get that far away either. But I digress. Alright. I'm going to attack with the... Nope, I don't know if that works for that. I'm going to do the Hunter Arrow, Precision Strike as the ability, so I'm ignoring shield value, and I'm attacking with a blue and a yellow. I did 3 damage. That's enough, since I'm ignoring shield value, to destroy B. And so destroyed B, we do 3 damage to this guy. And he's stunned. And again, if I go to page 18, it tells me what stun does. First time an enemy suffering the shock, not stun. Shock to resolve an action on the behavior card. The activation ends and the token is discarded. So he's not going to do much of anything. And then I think the best thing to do now... Oh, I destroyed a component, so I do get a glory point. But I do have to start worrying about my deck a little bit. And then I'm going to move 1 here just to get into a better location, and hopefully, since it can't do too much, because again I've already it's stunned or shocked. Enemy activations. The Shellwalker activates. Is there a hunter within 1? Yes. I disabled its B attack, so we don't have to worry about that. But it is going to do a melee attack 1, and then it's going to be done, right? If that's its first ability, then it's absolutely done. So it's attacking me with a 4 melee. I reduce melee attack damage by 2. I've negated that. I do have to move in the direction of my choice for a dodge. I'll move here, and then the Shellwalker doesn't move 1 away again because the shock comes off. These guys go here, here, and here. And now again, the Striders are just going to pick up on that path. So I do want to hopefully kill this dude with enough time to get this guy before he comes off the board. Because again, that's 3 more salvage opportunity that I'm going to really need. I draw 2 cards. I get critical hit, and I get hit and run. I'm going to play critical hit with a melee attack. I'm ignoring. Nope, not bad. Shoot. He's got a shield value of 2, so it's going to be 4 to destroy that. That's really not good. I really need one of my inventives. I'm just not getting it. I mean, this dude's kind of disabled. He's only doing melee attacks of a 4 pretty much. I've disabled his B attack. I don't know how worried I should be about him, and he's not like gonna leave. So maybe I can go start messing with the rest of these clowns. Maybe I can start messing with the rest of these clowns. Why not? Yeah, 4s is gonna be super hard. I just don't love this bow. It's just so, it's really limited. I mean, unless I have like 7 inventors in my deck, like I don't like what it's doing. Lee says, yeah, this game makes a bit more sense if you're familiar with the video game, but it's not what I would expected. Nice ideas though. I was thinking the dice were broken, but no, they are fine. I mean, I make all dice look broken. That it is. I literally don't know what I want to do here. I make an attack this dude to try to get rid of his B attacks. And then do a sprint action somewhere. I mean, he's not leaving. These Striders only have 6 health. I would like to one-shot them. I just don't think it's happening. Yeah, precision. I use my precision strikes. Yeah, my cards have not come out exactly the way I would have liked them to. All right, let me do a range attack on this clown with the fire arrow. I'm rolling a blue and a yellow. He has 2 shield. Yeah, I don't think I go after. Yeah, I just like. I think it's risky to go after that component where I would need a 4 to get through. 2 shield. I rolled a 1. Awesome. He did not suffer damage. The fire arrow was wasted. That's really not good. Can't do a range attack again. Woof. Yeah, I don't see how I'm breaking through with that 2 shield. Probably should have disabled his shield first, then gone after the B. God, what a bad roll. I was just trying to fire on it, see if I can get it closer to 11. I'm going to craft, get some things back in. Yeah, precision shot, hunter arrow, sliding shot. I think all makes some sense. All right, the Shell Walker is going to attack. We pull a behavior card as the last one. Is a cargo holder destroyed? No. He's doing a melee attack of a 5 range 1, which it can. I'm reducing the melee attack by 2 already. I roll 2. I take 1 damage. I'll discard a hunter arrow. Move 1 away from the closest hunter. It could not increase the distance from me, so it actually will not move. Oh, it can. Oh, it can go here. It will move. I'm a liar. Look at me being a liar. All right, that's fine. Oh, I would have dodged 2. I can go in any direction. I think I could have actually gone in his direction. Which is crazy. Yeah, then I could have had a move over here, which is better. So I dodge. I can go in any direction I want. I'll go there. And then he has to move 1 away from me. He would just move there. Fantastic. This guy goes here, here, and here. I draw to my hand limit. Inventive is what I want. All right, can I roll good, please? I'm going to do a ranged attack. I'm going to do the hunter arrow and inventive. I'm rolling a blue into yellows. I'm actually going to attack this clown because he's about to go off the board. I'm attacking the component B. There's a good roll. So that's 5 damage. I killed component B. So B is destroyed on both of them. He's now alert, so they're both alert. We get 3 damage on him. And he's also stunned. I'm now going to do a melee attack. And I'm going to do precision strike. I'm ignoring shield. I'm doing 2 attack. I'm attacking the shield claw. I just need a 2. I got a 2. Again, I ignored the shield because of precision strike. So I destroyed C on this clown. I get 1 more damage on him as a result. Oh, I destroyed 2 components, so I get 2 glory. I can turn both those glory immediately into card draw. Sprint. I'm still a little unsure about sprint. Enemy sprints in an adjacent square. If I sprint out of an adjacent square, I don't think that counts. Any non-alert enemy in an adjacent square to the square where the hunter begins this action or square the hunter moves into. Oh, yeah. So it would count. Of course. Of course it would count. Why wouldn't it count? I mean, do I just make them all alert? I don't know. Since I destroyed the component, I can play the critical hit. I can draw a salvage card. What is it? Yeah, precision strike and critical hit. That's fine. And I still have this hit and run. After an attack, I can sprint. But if I sprint, I wake him up. But he's gonna be alert either way because at the beginning of the step, I'm in the adjacent location. So I might as well. Great. I'll play hit and run. I'll sprint here. Since I sprinted there, this dude's now alert. Alright, I have no cards in my hand, which isn't ideal, so I'm going to have to... Any damage I take are coming out of here. Closest enemy is going to be the the Strider. As soon as he becomes alert, he moves back into the closest enemy. That's awful. So they're both alert as well. Everyone's alert. Yeah. Alright, so now no one's trying to leave the field of play. He's going to come here. It doesn't matter who activates. Everyone's alert. So he's going to activate. He's trying to attack me. Again, I reduce melee attacks by 2. I take 1 damage from that because I roll good. Fire arrow. He comes in. He's trying to attack me. I reduce attack by 2. No damage from that. The Shell Walkers, what's their activation? I don't think it's 1 per Shell Walker. That would be crazy, but I cannot find it in the rules. Attack actions, movement actions, moving huge enemies, resolving. Activating non-alert enemies. I mean, this rulebook, the organization is just really poor. There's so much in here, and it's just not organized well. And I find that very frustrating. Enemy behavior cards, hunter profile, conditions. Enemy data cards, behavior cards. Here we go. Alert enemies use behavior cards. Some enemies use behavior cards instead of behavior decks. Start on the counter, shuffle the card. Whenever enemy activates as alert, if there are multiple enemies use the same type of deck, draw the top card for the deck when each enemy activates before those actions only. Oh, yeah, so you are actually pulling two different ones, which is silly. So this guy is going to do what? Is there a hunter within 1 square? No. So he's going to do a range attack. He cannot. He has an area of effect thing where he's shockable, but I disabled his B attack, so that's not a thing. He's going to move toward the closest hunter, so he's going to move in here. Is there a limit? There's a limit in space. How are they all fitting? How are they all fitting? There is like a whole thing with space limitations. Moving huge enemies. Certain enemies feature the huge symbol and that is not, the Shellwalker is huge. Alright, certain enemies feature the huge symbol. Whenever a huge enemy moves, it cannot move into or end in a square that has another huge model in it. If the huge enemy can't reach its target to another huge enemy, it tries to get as close as possible. So I guess you can have one huge enemy in a thing, you just cannot have two. And that huge symbol is there on the Shellworkers card. So he can move in. He's not attacking. I'm going to move his little damage with him. It is a Steamforged thing. Oh, he's shocked. So this is the first thing he could have done because he couldn't have done the second one. So the shock goes away. The next Shellwalker is a cargo holder destroyed? No, he does a melee attack. He can't do that. He'll just move one away from the closest hunter, and he'll move there. That's fine. He's just chilling. And I have disabled C over here, so he's got 4 damage. Oh, 3. Yeah, 4 damage on him. And his shield is only 1 instead of a 2. So, my turn. I draw to my hand limit, which is 5. So, sliding strike. Jonathan Koski, I wonder the difficulty estimated that your bad luck rolling is. Maybe you'd crush games to the point of boredom if you start rolling average. So it's a good thing. It's possible, man. Sonic shot, hunter, hit and run. I need like 7,000 inventives. All right. Realistically, I need to get more cards in. I'm not going to get that much damage every round because I'm reducing all melee attacks by 2, and I've disabled their ranged attacks. I don't know even who's... Yeah, they're only attacking with a 4. Like, I should have plenty of opportunity to just kind of wear these guys down. So... Great. I'm going to do the Hunter Arrow and this. Wait a second. They attacked, right? So I should have dodged. I hate this dodge crap, dude. I should have dodged the one. The second one would have come in here. I would have dodged back, and then it all stays the same. Yeah, the dodge thing I just think is really awkward. It's not. I just don't really get the point. So, it doesn't feel intuitive to me, and I played this game enough that it should by now, and it's a thing. But I'm doing this range attack on the Shellwalker. I'm just going to really try to wear them down. 4 damage. Shield's reduced by 1, so 3 damage. So it would have been 2 damage had I not messed up the shield. So there's 7 here. It goes. I mean, there's 4 there. I add 3. It goes to 7. And then I'm going to craft. Yes, there's 3 enemies near me, but I'm crafting anyway. Because if I can spend 1 or 2 cards around, then I get 3 back. That's going to be successful. Yeah, you see the importance of that weave, reducing the damage of melee attacks by 2. Super useful. Alright, closest enemies are going to attack me. The Strider will. Is there an enemy within 2 squares? Yes. And it really does mean enemy. So this guy is going to attack me. Attack of a 4. I roll 2 orange because of my thing. I reduce it by 1. I take 1 hit. I'll play. I'll discard sliding shot. I'll do a dodge roll. I'll do a dodge. That's fine. This guy comes in here. Again, closest enemy. He's 1 away. Melee attack of a 4. I negated 2. I negate 2 more, so it's fine. I'm gonna go here. Shell Walker is now closest. What's he doing? He's doing a melee attack, range 1. I'm just going to discard this. He does not do the other blue thing. Then he moves 1 toward the closest hunter. He goes here. He's doing a melee attack of a 4. I fully negate it. We have to reshuffle this. The other Shell Walker is there a hunter within 1 square? No. He's going to do a range attack, but B is disabled. He's just going to move 2. So 1, 2. He's like, I'm missing the action over here. My turn. I'm drawing 2. 1 and 2. I'm going to craft. Pretty much have to craft every turn at this point. Oh, he attacked me. I would have dodged. Again, I will just constantly forget to dodge. I'm going to dodge there. Great. Let me see if I can't kill this dude. I just need 4 more damage. So I'm going to play Carja Bow, Hunter Arrow, Inventive. So I'm rolling a blue and 2 yellows against the Shell Walker. 6 or 5 damage will get it done. 5 damage, right? Because there's 5 reduced by 1, so 4 more. He was up to 7. He's super dead. 7 damage. I'm going to get trolled by the deck. I feel it coming. So, what happens when he dies? Well, I draw 3 salvage. Not trolled yet. Not trolled yet. Not trolled yet. Oh, this is my lucky day, man. I'm going to go take me to a crap stable. Make this happen. I was trolled like 4 times yesterday. It was super annoying. Oh, man. All right, so that's done. We're going to get how many glory? We get 3 glory, so the bottom 3 cards of my deck get shuffled in. And this guy is removed. That, I can do hit and run. I can do a free sprint action. I mean, I'm not that worried. But sure. Hit and run, free sprint. Why not? Do it for the kids. So now we do the enemy step. Enemies are going to activate. Is there another enemy than 2? Yes, he moves 2 toward the closest hunter. He attacks me with a 4. I blocked one of the. I negate 2 naturally. I blocked one of the other 2. I discard a card top of my deck. Precision strike. And now I do a dodge. Is there an enemy within range 2? He moves here. He can't get to me. Striders are done. Shell Walker takes the next card off the top. Is the cargo hold destroyed? No. He can't attack. He moves a 1 away. Excellent. Next turn, I draw up to 3. Sliding shot. Hunter Arrow. Hunter Arrow. So I'm going to use the Hunter Arrow and the Karja Bow. I'll attack this dude. 3 damage. His shield is 1, so 2 damage. On this one. And then I will move, do a melee attack. I would like 3 damage. Or if I get a critical hit, I could ignore the shield. But yeah, I'm going to try to knock out the blaze canister. Because why the heck not? Where do I rest? I have 8 cards there. No, I'll craft. You know what? If I was going to craft anyway, I would have actually, and I had rerolls, so I would have actually attacked the blaze canister. That makes a lot more sense. So I destroy that. Little revisionist history, it is what it is. 2 damage, fire. I get a glory, and then I can play critical hit. So I have that card on my deck too, which is another thing that made that the right move. I can draw a salvage. Am I getting trolled? Ooh, super special card. Thank you. Not trolled. And then I'm going to craft 3 more in my deck. So yeah, I have 12 cards on my deck. And now it's just like a battle of attrition with me and the enemies here. All right, enemies. He comes here. I am reducing his attack of 4 down to a 2. I roll a 1. I will discard a hunting arrow. I can dodge any way I want. I'll dodge this way. The blaze canister comes off, gives him another damage. This guy goes here. Bam. I fully negate because I rolled a 2. I can dodge. I'll dodge this way. Shell Walker. Can't attack. Moves 1 closer. Moves 1 closer. Attacking with an attack of a 4. I fully negate. Alright. Next turn, I draw 3 more cards. Hunter Arrow. Sliding Shot. Hunter Arrow. I very much want to kill this dude. But that might be ambitious. I need a 4. Woof. Yeah, let me just do it then. I'll do Hunter Arrow. Rolling these 3 dice. Oh, I should have dodged from this guy. I would have dodged this way. That's a 7. That's excessive. So he's super dead. It's going to give me 1 salvage from the deck. It still breathes. I got trolled. Yes. You barely scratch your fingers away as the machine torches once more into life. Return the enemy to the square it was killed in with any tokens it had gained before being killed, and an alert token if it did not have one. Add wound tokens to the enemy has 1 hit point remaining. This enemy does not count as having been killed. The player should retain any salvage cards I drew before this one. Event cards get shuffled back in. So that's the thing that's weird about these event cards. Like, not only do you get trolled, like you put it back in and you can get trolled again by the same card. I wish, like, at minimum have it pulled out for the encounter. Like, there's just something weird about the mechanic. And the salvage deck's big, but not that big. Like, it's not unusual to pull the same stuff. So he comes back into play. He's got 5 damage on him. So he's still alive. So the excessive roll did nothing for me. And now I'm going to do a melee attack then. So I'm going to move in. I'm rolling 2 yellows. His shield's only 1. So I just need a damage of 2. Woof. Oh, I rolled a 1. And it wasn't even a critical hit because then I could have ignored his shield and killed him that way. Excellent. So the strategists are still alive. He's now going to attack me because he's like, you did not kill me. And I'm like, I know. I rolled a 1 again, so I'm going to discard this. I'm going to move this way. This guy comes in here. I fully negate him. The Shell Walker needs an activation card. Oh, I have to dodge. I'll dodge this way. Shell Walker. Hunter within 1 square. No. Move 2 closest. Blah, blah, blah. He goes there. Doesn't attack, so I don't have to dodge. Next turn, I draw 2 cards. 1 and 2. I'm going to go in here. I'm doing a melee attack. I need a 2. Here we go. Is he dead? Is he dead? Ruined parts. The piece is mangled beyond recognition. The hunter does not even earn glory points with his kill, but he's dead. So I don't get the salvage. I don't get the glory. We just get 1 less enemy on the board. And guess what? We shuffle this back in. I mean, I told you the trolling was about to happen. We just delayed it for a while. It's really annoying. I'll tell you how I really feel later. All right. Well, let's kill this guy's blue canister. So I'm going to attack him with the hunter arrow. How am I doing in cards? Maybe I craft. No, I'll have time to craft. I mean, their attacks are just not good. So hunter arrow, a blue and a yellow, or blue and an orange. I did a 2. I can re-roll 1 of these because I'm attacking a component. There we go. So 3, the armor reduced to a 2. That is enough to get to the terror threshold of that. So A is destroyed, 2 damage, and a fire token on the last remaining Strider. Alright. Strider activates. He comes in here. He attacks. I fully negate. His fire token comes off. He's up to 3 health. I dodge. Shell Walker. Is the counter destroyed? No. He's doing a melee attack of a 5. I reduce it to a 3 going in. I negate the rest. He moves 1 away from the closest hunter. I do have to dodge. I would have dodged here. Goes naturally. My next turn, I'm drawing here. I'm going to definitely want to... Oh, I destroyed a component. I should have shuffled 1 in. I'm going to craft to shuffle another in. Yeah. Should have done that before I drew, obviously, but it is what it is. My last action, I'm going to just attack blue and orange against this clown. That's 6 damage, so that's enough to kill him. Salvage deck. We get a chill water. He's dead. 1 glory. This gets shuffled back in my deck. So again, my deck is super healthy. It's just been playing this game of attrition. So one of the things you have with like a semi-co-op game is like you'd be weakening an enemy, but someone else kills it and gets the salvage and the glory. You don't have a lot of like incentive to work together when it's a semi-co-op game. Again, that's one of the reasons I think it's just kind of an unwise mechanic. And then I'm going to do the hit and I'll stay. I could do the hit and run and move. I'll stay where I am. It's fine. Enemy activations. The Shell Walker is going to do what? Attack range 1. He can't. He moves 1 closest. He moves 1 closest. He attacks me with a 4. I reduce that to a 2. I negate 1. I take a hit on the other. Really rolling very poorly with my 2 orange dice here. It's fine, but still really not even close to losing. Alright, my turn. I draw. I would really like a precision shot. That's fine too. So I'm gonna really try to knock out that 2 shield. It's too much shield. Oh, and I can put all his hit points on here. Yeah, that 2 shield's a lot, dude. So I'm gonna play this, this, and this. I'm attacking the shield claw. He's in the same squad as me. Alright, I would have absolutely done a billion damage to him, but that's fine. Instead, I knock out that component. We get a card back. He suffers 1 damage, and now his sea shield is his shield claw is out. And now I'll just do a melee attack with 2 orange. Excellent critical hit, so I ignore the shield. The shield's only 1, but I still ignore it. I do 2 damage. He's up. He goes from 4 to 6. He's got 5 health left. His turn. I'm going to reconstitute his deck here. Is the cargo holder destroyed? No. He's doing a melee attack of a 5. I reduce that to a 3. Do a critical hit. So I defend 3, so we're good. And then he moves 1 away. Next round, I draw 2 cards. 1, oh, I have to dodge. Oh, I should have dodged last turn. One of them mattered. I could have dodged here. Same thing happens. One of these days I'll remember the dodge. I do not want to do the fire arrow because I want to make sure I'm getting the salvage. So I'm just going to do the hunter arrow, attacking with a blue and a gold. 3 damage shield. Remaining shield is 2, so we go from. This can come off. Mini shield is 2, so we go from 6 to 8. And then I will craft. And nah, that's fine. I could have done a sliding shot too. And then I'll craft. Yeah, it was fine. Alright, Shell Walker. I've said it's fine a lot. He cannot attack. I'm not within range 1. He moves, he attacks. I've reduced that from a 4 to a 2. I negate the rest. My next turn, I draw a card. Sliding shot. I'm going to attack with the hunter arrow. Well, attack with a melee attack first. Just rolling 2 yellow, 2 orange. 1 damage. The shield absorbs all of it. Fine. He's got 3 health left. I'm probably not killing him. I want to use a fire arrow. I'll save the hunting arrow for next turn. A big roll here would be super sad, though. Nope. You can always drop cards, too. I think it's at the beginning of your turn. Of course, it's not on the round to play thing. So dumb. Like, I don't... Like, why do you give me a detailed breakthrough of the round and then not exactly tell me, like, oh, what... Like, certain abilities. Oh, this is when you could discard cards. Yeah, you can discard cards at the beginning of your turn. It's fine. So I'm going to... Did I craft? I don't know if I crafted already. I don't think I crafted. I have so many cards, though. It doesn't matter. Oh, he attacked me. I should have dodged. Great. I played that arrow. I'm playing this arrow. So I'm like a blue and a yellow. 3 damage becomes 2. So we go from 8 to 10. Oh, I did a melee attack. Right. So even if I dodged, I did a melee attack. We're good. And then I got him up to 10. His turn. He is going to pull this card. Is there a hunter within 1 square? Yes. His B attacks are disabled. He's doing a melee attack. 4 reduces down to a 2. I block the other. I move 1 away with my dodge. He moves back. My last turn, I'm going to drop these fire arrows and these sliding shots. Release 1 of them. Critical hit. Hunter arrow. Hunter arrow. Hunter arrow. Lots of hunter arrows. So I'm attacking blue and a thing. I'll play a sliding shot to get close just in case. And 3 damage becomes 2. He's dead. I draw 3 salvage. Am I going to get trolled? 1. Ruined parts. The hunter is not even earning glory points. Does not earn any glory skill. Discovers drawn after killing an enemy. Discover that effect. I don't need the glory points, but I would have liked more salvage. So that is my total salvage. Since all enemies were destroyed, took us long enough. Glad they were all destroyed. I'm going to get another 3 salvage. Metal shards, and chill water. All right, lots of components for us to play with. There are some really cool ones in here where you can like, this could be any resource you need it to be. There's a trophy shot, gives you more glory. There's this one where you could just like any resource of any two resources of any type that you want to get something. You could discard this card to get something. So there are some really good ones that would have helped with some upgrades. But that was all the salvage we got over these 2 encounter rounds. All right, so 2 encounter rounds are done. She's going to come back here. We'll get my cards from over here. Again, it was a pretty foregone conclusion, especially with this thing here, that I was going to defeat them all. And I think the grindiness of these encounters, if that's something that's going to bother you, I cannot recommend this game. If that's not something that you're going to worry about, you're like, I kind of like grinding games and it looks fun. I love the IP. Like, great. Knock yourself out, man. There's a great game here. But again, I think the most fun part is going to be the next part, which will probably kick my ass, but we're gonna we're gonna have fun trying. So, what am I gonna do? I am going to upgrade my character, and this is what I don't like. I like that ability to reroll on my component hits. So now you're saying I can't do that anymore because you're giving me another card, which I need because I need to increase my hand limit. But I just think this is a poor choice to make me get away from what makes me good. Oh, I should have started the game, by the way, with a metal shard, which I never took. So if starting resources, I'm pretty sure I never took that, so I'm just taking that now because it's mine. All right, Virtuoso, yes, I would have had more likely been trolled and all that stuff. I don't know. It's a big deck. Whatever. So I could go to on the fly Virtuoso. The hunter may ignore the once per activation restriction for ranged attacks, but cannot target a single enemy multiple times. Well, that's not useful when I only have 1 enemy left. So I am taking on the fly. This hunter may shuffle the bottom 2 cards from the discard pile into their action deck after performing a sprint action. That would go pretty well with on the run. Remember, I can do an attack, do a free sprint action, and then I can shuffle 2 cards for the bottom of the discard pile into my action deck. My hand limit is now 22. So at this point, since I added no new cards to my deck, I will grab these 2 staminas and make sure my count is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, and 2. Excellent. So this is a fully upgraded Nora Marksman. And then we're going to get to our level 3 merchant. These all can go away. 3, ding, ding, and ding. This goes here. Shell walkers are out. Interesting, but attacks of a 4 when I'm negating 2 just weren't all that strong. All right, so we have 1 more encounter left. It is against Thunderjaw. Hold on to your butts. So I'm shuffling the level 3 merchant cards. Get salvage cards, all that don't mean anything anymore. And what do we get? So, Terror Coil. This hunter may reduce the target's armor value by 2 when targeting a opponent and reroll a single die. Excellent. I like that. Hardpoint Arrow. You roll another blue arrow. Another blue die when doing a ranged attack, and it does work with my weapon type. We have the Nora Survivor Heavy. Roll 3 orange. The hunter is immune to all conditions. Reduce damage suffered by this hunter from attacks that inflict any conditions by 1. Oh, we're gonna have 2 upgrades. I like it a lot, actually. Another coil. It's a weave. Reduce damage suffered by this hunter by melee attacks by 2. Reduce the damage suffered by this hunter from pulse attacks by 1. That could also be sick. I mean, I could just do a very armor heavy thing. That's a coil. Not going to work. That's a hardpoint arrow. So it's a second one of those. Here is a weapon. The Shadow Sharpshoot Bow. Perform an attack with this weapon costs 2 actions instead of 1. And the only thing we're missing is a miscellaneous item. Nope, 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 nope. They're in there. They're really kind of garbage, though. So this is kind of a waste of time. Waste of time. Here we go. Full health. Ooh, scrap this card to shuffle all the cards on discard. That is not garbage. I don't know if I've seen that one before. That could actually be really helpful. So chill water. We have 4 of those. We have 4 metal shards. This thing is useless because we're not seeing a higher level merchant. This is the highest level merchant. We have 1 Sparker. We have 2 Blazes, and then we have this Machine Lens, which it's a wild and 1 shard. If I do this, this, and this, that gets me this, and that kind of makes me happy. This and this gets me that. Don't have a Sparker. Remember, I could do 2 metal shards to get that, though. I can do this to get this. I have so many arrows in my deck, I'm very reluctant to worry about getting blue arrows instead of yellow arrows. I mean, the consistency is nice, though, don't get me wrong. But the hardpoint arrows, I think, are a little bit of a hard sell right now. Then I could do this, this, and this to get this health potion. Alright, let me get this Terror Coil. I'm reducing the Terror value by armor value by 2 and targeting opponent. And I can reroll a single die. I don't. There was a weird ruling about if you have rerolls. I think you have to do all rerolls at. Oh, that right. Because I lost the reroll ability on my character, so like that actually gets it back to me a little bit. So I spend that. I get another coil. You are not a coil. You are not a coil. You are a coil. The hunter may reroll any number of dice from this attack. Yeah, I don't really think that's necessary. I'm going to spend these 3 to get this. Upgrade my armor. So the critical roll goes from 3 defense down to 2, but I roll 3 dice instead of 2. And I get an extra ability to get another coil, which makes me happy. I'll just put this on top. We have to get another defense out. This is silly. No. Yeah, this part of this is not the most well thought out. That's great. All right. We're going to get that coil's gonna cost me. Am I overpaying for it? Oh, it wouldn't cost me this. Right, Sparker, Metal Shard, and the Blaze. That's fine. So I'm reducing all melee attacks by 4 now, and pulse attacks by 1. And if it inflicts a condition, I'm immune to conditions, and if it inflicts a condition, I reduced by another 1 on top of that. So again, I can have 2 coils here because I upgraded my armor, and so I can have 2 weaves instead of just the 1. I did not ever upgrade this spear. It's not very good. We need to get another coil out. It's a fire coil. So again, I turned 2 metal shards in as a sparker, and then spent a metal shard. This was useless. Chill water and 4 metal shards to get the full health potion. could be pretty huge. Or do I want to get those 2 hard point arrows? Oh, and I could use, right. I could turn these in as a metal shard, so I could spend the chill water to get 1 hard point arrow. That makes sense. Yeah, so I'm going to do this to get the full health potion, get rid of the stamina. Get another miscellaneous. It is the Hoarder's Satchel. Like, this kind of goes up there, makes your hand size increase by 1. And then I could turn both of those as a metal shard, get a hard point arrow, discard the stamina. So I should have 22 cards. I counted before. I'm going to count again. 18, 19, 20, 1 and 2. I like it. These all go away. I'm out of resources and had the perfect amount. You can imagine if I was trolled anymore, that could have been super bad. Super bad if I was trolled by the deck. And now, the man of the hour, the one, the only, the beautiful Thunderjaw. Duh, duh, duh. So, I did have to glue him down on the base a little bit. We were having some issues there. And that became pretty clear. Stormbird kind of fell off their base before I glued them, and might have had to do a little bit of surgery with some glue to get their leg to get back on place. So be careful with Stormbird. They are not the most stable. I would definitely recommend a couple of drops of your favorite high what's the word? Of your favorite super glue. Super glue is a tough word, kids. This can come back here. And so now we have a new hero. We have a new hero card. We have on the fly. We have the Norse Spear and basically our starting equipment. And now we did upgrade our armor. And we look pretty badass, I must say. I kind of like the look we're going for here, and it's pretty cool. So, setting up Thunderjaw. Thunderjaw is going to have this encounter card, and we're going to need to get their thing. Now, Thunderjaw is huge, as we've already established. This goes here. Thunderjaw starts here. And not even close to on the board, Greg. I was struggling. Woof. I don't know how I'm going to make this fit. All right, I got to move the hand cam, clearly. Hand cam, or I just got to make it smaller at least. All right, made you a little smaller, and I think we're good to go. So, this card tells us that that's up there in this corner. There is no 1 or 2, 3, 4 player side. How you differentiate between player count is how much health Thunderjaw has. I will be playing against the 3 or 4 player Thunderjaw, the 1 or 2 player Thunderjaw. It's like basically the same Thunderjaw, except there's just 10 more hit points. Why isn't it hit points per player? I don't know. I am not the design team. This is going to go anywhere in the corner over here. And Thunderjaw is basically on this patrol pattern. Nope, wrong way. On this patrol pattern. Bam, 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 bam. He just moves 1 space at a time until he's alerted like all the other monsters. Now, you note that there is a lot of water. The snake symbol. He's also got this barrage thing, blah, blah. So yeah, hunters may only make sneak attacks while on tiles containing sneak actions while on tiles containing water. So if I was here, the only thing I can do is sneak. Again, sneak is like sprint, except not, where I could just move 1. Hunters may move into a square containing water to make a melee attack if they did start the water, but again, once they're there, they're fine. Water does not affect our buddy Thunderjaw. His simple reference, he has this barrage thing, and he's a structure threshold, and kind of we'll get into that. All right, let's find, where's Thunderjaw's stuff? Here it is. I knew I put it out, so I wouldn't forget where it was. So he has behavior deck of 8 cards. He has these disc launcher things, which we'll get to. And he has, again, 2 cards. One's for 1 or 2 players, one's for 3 or 4. We're playing into 3 or 4 player. Information on both sides. It's really not great how they did this. I it's just not player friendly. I just don't get it. Shock immunity. The enemy cannot suffer shock. Great. He has 60 health total, but as you move up, say you get 10 damage on him, you get a glory point. You get 20 damage on him, you get another glory point. You get 30 damage. So every time you cross a threshold of 10, you get a glory point. He has 2 shield. He has, you get 3 salvage when you defeat him. Who cares? 4 glory points when you defeat him. Who cares? And he's worth 20 on the encounter value. He has 4 different kinds of components. I like components. Let's make this happen. But not only that, 2 of the components are doubled up. So he really has 6 components that you can attack, which are super crazy. So component A has a tear threshold, a tear value of 8, cannon 2. The first time I defeat, that's fine. So if I can defeat the 1, I do 4 damage to him, but he still has access to attack A attacks. If I defeat the second, he no longer has access to 8 attacks. I do 4 more damage to him. Every time you defeat a component again, glory point, I can get a card back into my discard pile. A card from my discard pile back into my deck. We have component B. It's his heart. Terra threshold of 12. If I defeat it, I do 10 damage to him straight up. There becomes a question why I would go after the component instead of destroying him. It just is what it is. Again, I have some benefit to going after a component, so I will probably try to kill that, but that's the last thing I want to kill. We have the tail. The tail has a, if I kill the tail, I disable its D attacks, and the tail has a threshold of a tear value of 10. If I kill the tail, not only do I disable the D attacks going forward, but I also do 4 damage to it immediately, and I get a glory point. And then we have the disc launcher. So this is the C components. There are 2 of them, just like the cannons. So the first time I kill it, also has a tear value of 8. First time I kill the D attacks, the C attacks, I can equip a disc launcher card. So I put this disc launcher card here. I would attack, if I use a disc launcher of future attacks, you notice it does have, again, it completes the circle. I would attack with a blue, 2 oranges, and a black, and a critical hit would give me 3 hits. When making an attack with the weapon, discard the top card of the hunter's action deck instead of using ammunition cards, and then performing an attack with this action, weapon costs 2 actions. So it could combo with hit and run really well, where I could do the attack, both my actions, and then run away. And then when I run away, after I do a sprint action, I can shuffle 2 cards in. So there's some nice synergies there that I actually really, really like. Again, if I kill the disc launcher, the first disc launcher, I get that. If I kill the second disc launcher, then I fully disable C attacks. Disabling A, B, A, C, and D attacks is a really important thing to do. If you get this die only at the melee attacks, that's gonna be super good for me because again, I'm negating 4 damage going in. So I'll put this card over here. Put the disc launchers. I'll just put that. Yeah. I don't want to do this. I'll put this up here, and then we'll have Thunderjaw's pile of 8 cards here. Thunderjaw certainly looks great. Battle time. Thunderjaw is the best. Like, this is the game. And it's like I'm 2 hours into a live stream, and I'm like, yeah, this is the game. This is the fun part. You know, it's a lot, dude. I think you could definitely find some house rules. I mean, if you just randomly gave yourself 20 salvage and just did level 3 upgrades, like I think that's like a better game, right? It's a lot. The grindiness to get here is too much. It's too much. Although I mean, Shell Walker was fun. Like I mean, I'm having fun. It's just like everything feels a little bit longer than it should be. Everything feels a little bit like a foregone conclusion. Nothing's tough. Again, I'm a solo player playing on a 3-4 player boards. I defeated every enemy, was never close to death. That's a problem. I would call that a problem. Alright, structure threshold. The hunter deals damage, hit points, on an attack, or destroying a opponent that takes Thunder's total damage above the next structure threshold. The hunter immediately gains 1 glory point. Yes. Done! What am I doing? Oh, I got to put the rest of this crap on the board. So triangles. Another thing that I find really tilting is that I don't have enough of these to fill in all the spots on the board. Why they would do that, I don't know. But we're going to put a stone there. We're going to put a stone. Yep, no, stones are in triangles, Greg. Stone there, stone there. And then we have, yes, square, square. And for some reason, I need another square, but I'm just going to put that there instead. And hopefully remember. Actually, I could put this room in there instead, and it will kind of serve the same purpose. That's fine. All right. So again, stones, you get additional glory points. So again, if I destroy a component while I'm there, I can get another card out of my discard bar. I'm sorry, that was really bothering me. Let me pause this really quick. Jonathan, I made similar adjustments while playing Stars of Ikarios. Always played as if there were one or two more players. Solo maps were pretty barren otherwise. Interesting. Yeah, I'm very intrigued by that game. The NPI, the NPI, no pun included, review actually made me more intrigued, not less, because I don't always trust his judgment. Yeah, it looks like a super interesting thing for sure. Lee, I don't recall ever dying in the video game, so they got the combat difficulty correct. Nice, nice. Well, I'm probably gonna die here. This guy is no joke. It is all of a sudden like, oh, we're in the big leagues now. Excellent. That took long enough. Great. So everything's set. I'm gonna draw to my hand limit. What is it? 5. Sliding shut. That's not useful. We got the hunter arrow. Hunter arrow, hunter arrow, and the full health potion. That's none of those are the cards of dreams. I really want my inventive. That's going to be the best way for me to start disabling things, and it's going to make sense to that 2 armor is going to be a big problem for me. I think going for a disc launcher early might make some sense. With other things that I've got. But I really wish I had an inventive to make that a little easier. Reducing armor value by 2 to go after a component doesn't matter when it's not alert yet because the armor value is again already reduced by 2. Already reduced to 0 because he's not alert. Yeah, I'm hesitant to put too many cards in my discard pile. Because, that's a thing. But I'm going to need at least 4 to do the tear threshold. Alright, I'm going to move in here. I could just sneak. A full health potion in my hand right now is absolutely pointless. I'll probably drop 3 of these cards and hope for an inventive and just assume I'll be able to add them back in later. I think is the only play right now. Thunder draws turn. He's just gonna move. Yoink! He moves there. Very exciting turn for him. My turn. I'm dropping 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. I have so many arrows. Ding. He can't be shot. He can be made to be on fire. Here's a fire arrow. 1. Here's a hard point arrow. 2. And another hunter arrow. I have so many arrows. I could attack and craft. I don't hate that. I I can reroll a single die with targeting component. The problem is I need a 4 to even do a tear value. And I just don't have the greatest setup without pulling an inventive. I'm a little worried. I mean, I think I maybe. I mean, I can craft and sneak and keep going until I pull an inventive. Yeah, I mean, craft, sneak. I mean, it will happen eventually. By the laws of math. Alright, Thunderjaw. Moves. Done. My turn. I'm dropping fire and these 2. Pulling 3. Inventive. No, hit and run. Hunter arrow. Hunter arrow. Craft. Oh, every time I do a sprint, I put into. And sneak. Thunderjaw. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm dropping. I have too many friggin' hunter arrows. I'm gonna. I mean, at some point, I just need to attack them. It's really bad. This is where I just don't love this bow, and I never got a damage coil. I could have added like another yellow die, like whatever. I'm just so dependent on inventive. I'm gonna drop 5. No, I'm gonna drop 4. Not inventive. Fire arrow. There's inventive. 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to sprint to get 2 back, and then I'm going to craft to get the other 2 back. Thunderjaw's going here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's correct. I'm going to do sliding shot. I move here. It's not a sprint, so he doesn't get alert yet. I'm going to do hard point arrow, inventive. So I'm rolling 2 blues and a yellow. So, oh, I can't do 2 ability cards. I don't have a hit and run either. That's not what I want to do. I'm trying to get to a place where he doesn't attack me. Yeah, let's just do it. I'm going to attack with the hard-point arrow and inventive. So I'm rolling with 2 blues and a yellow. So inventive has a yellow, the hard-point arrow gives me a blue, and the Carja Hunter Bow gives me a blue. I'm attacking components C. I would like an 8. So 5 damage. I can reroll a single die. think the upside's worth it. If I get a critical hit, I knock the thing out. No, so 5. So I did half the terror value. So C is now halfway. Whoa, it's halfway there. But now Thunderjaw is obviously alert. I'm going to do a sprint action. And I'm going to go here, and then this shuffles in here. Thunderjaw is like, what is this little thing, this pesky little gnat bothering me? That's not cool. So Thunderjaw is going to now attack me. And what is it? Is there a hunter within 1 square? Yes. It's doing a pulse attack 2. Pulse attack range 2. I'm going to instead ignore all effects of that attack. This goes away. So that is a D attack. So again, the tail, which I haven't dismantled. But I'm going to ignore all effects of that attack. I can actually put this over here. And I stay there. I don't have to dodge. And then move a 1 away from the closest hunter. It's going to move here. Excellent. Beginning of my turn, I draw 2. That's a clutch draw of Inventive again. So I just need 4. I reduced the armor value by 2. I'm doing 2 yellow dice and the blue die. I can put all these on here just so I know where all the dice are. Again, range 2, we're good. I'm going after the same component. I have reduced the terror value down to a 4 because I already did partial damage to it. And I did 3 damage. I'm going to re-roll 1 die. Oh, God, that's so good. Wait. Oh, I did Inventive. Oh, that's amazing. I'm so good at games. Wow, that's 1 in 6 chance of rolling that. I did it twice in a row. It was amazing. I'm sprinting. I'm adding these 2. Wow. That was very bad. So awesome. All right, Thunderjaw's like, that didn't hurt. And like, yeah, no kidding. Is Hunter in the same square? No. Move 3 toward the closest hunter. So 1, 2, 3. It's doing a melee attack of an 8, and it pushes me. I don't think it can push me because I'm adjacent. Or maybe it can. I don't know. Push 1 square. So what there's no. Oh my gosh. Like, how are we in 2022 and you give me rulebooks that do not have a freaking index? Like, it's so annoying, dude. I digress. It's really bad. Like, you have to tell me. Like, give me the rules. Like, what does push me? What do you want to happen when someone's pushed? Like, can I just go any direction? Does it have to be further away? If I'm on the edge of the board, do I just not get pushed? Like, these are just things. The hunter is moved 1 square away from the enemy making attack. The enemy can't push into a square chosen by the next player to activate their hunter. The enemy can't push a hunter out of the playing area. So I assume if it can't go away, you just don't. But that's different because that's worded differently than dodge. This dodge must dodge moving into adjacent square of their choice. I think if you can't get pushed 1 square away, you just don't, which is fine. All right, so it's attack of an 8. I'm reducing this by 4 because it's a melee attack, and I'm rolling 3 yellow dice. And I'm gonna roll tons of blanks. Yeah, so I take 0 damage. I get pushed, except I don't. Woo! Sweet paint job with a mini. Oh yeah, dude. That's the best you're getting, man. I'm so over panning. What's up, Clever? I'm here in hope for more Mage Knight Ultimate Edition every time for some Slobodon. Clever Spine Index was in the Super Deluxe Kickstarter edition. It's amazing. All right, let's try this again. Well, I feel decent about my chances. I don't know. We're attacking. Blue die, blue die. I need 4 because I'm reducing the aura by 2 and I can re-roll a die. Oh boy. Dear God. Oh, it's so hard to do. That's really hard to do. Why am I not surprised? Good? Great. I literally can't do it with my melee attacks. All right. I'm going to sprint. Actually, I should have dropped this beginning of my turn. Yeah, there's no, I don't even know if I pulled that. Whatever, I'll drop it next turn. I'm going to sprint. I can shuffle this back in. This is crazy. This is me. This is how I roll. That's what I do. Welcome to my life. That's, yeah, it's really nuts. 2/3 of that die. So I had a 5/6 chance and then a 2/3 chance. And yeah, that's about right. All right. Thunderjaw. Is there a hunter within 2? Yes. Doing a melee attack 3. There's an area effect symbol. The area, any other hunters in the same range suffer any damage or area effect less than attack. Oh, I would have done a dodge when he attacked me. So I would have just gone there and then I could have gone there and then I could have actually gone there with my sprint. Yeah, so area effect only applies other hunters in range. It does not affect the hunter who was attacked. So that's fine. It's doing a range attack of an 8. I have no defense against that. I only have offense against a melee attack. So again, this is its tail whipping. I have not even started to try to fix the tail because, I've been busy. But I'm going to roll 3 dice. I negated 4. I take 4 damage. I'm going to get this and this and the fire arrow out. 1 more out. Don't be... Oh, it's inventive. Dear God. That's awesome. Move 2 closest towards the closest hunter. So it can only move 1. Now it's on top of me, and it's now attacking me with a 7. It's attacking with a melee attack, so I reduce that damage down to a 3 off the bat, and I roll ridiculously good, negate everything else. So Inventive would have come into my deck had I not shuffled it out, which is super awesome. My turn, drawing into my hand a bit, which is 5. Oh, the other Inventive, so that's a thing. Oh, can I please get this done? So, attacking. Boom, boom, blue, yellow, yellow. I just need a 4. Hey, I got a 4. Whoa. All right. So, I immediately disable one of the 2 Cs. I'm going to grab a disc launcher. I got to stop putting my discard pile there. We do 4 damage on this clown. It's at 60 health. I'm not putting that much damage out, so I'm going to use these D20s. And we're at 4 of 20 on that die. That was my first attack. Again, C attacks are still going to happen as long as we have another thing there. I'm going to do hit and run after my attack for a free sprint action. So 1, 2 when I do a free sprint action. When I do a sprint action, I shuffle 2 cards in because of on the fly. Oh, when he attacked me... He attacked me twice. Yeah, I should have moved. I could have moved here with the first attack, and he wouldn't have moved at all. And then my sprint action would have come. And then he attacked me again, I go there. My sprint action goes there. Again, I'll get used to the dodge thing by the 70th thousandth time I play this game. Just to say never. And then my second action this turn is I'm going to move. Oh, did I not want to do the free hunt and run? Let me save this. Yeah, I'm going to save that. No, that's fine. And then I'll do another hit and run. Gives me 2 more in my deck. Then I'll do. So I played the hit and run after my attack, and then I did a sprint as my second action. And I can get into the ruins to kind of use those up because I'm going to need them for sure. All right, 1 component down, 5 to go, and then we can start hammering on this guy. Thunderjaw is going to go. Bam. Is the hunter in the same square? No. He is doing a barrage attack, and he's attacking me 3 times. So the barrage is interesting. So he attacks. It's like supposed to balance out the number of attacks that each hunter gets. So if you're playing a 2-player game, like one will get attacked twice, one gets once, but I'm basically going to attack 3 times. They're all going to be really bad. But the good thing is he's only doing that one ability. So you see he has 3 different abilities there. As soon as you do one, that's fine. So he's only doing that one ability. Right, and the gated. Right, so he's only doing that one ability, and then he moved away. That was the one he pushed. Yeah, I've been doing this right. So he's attacked me 3 times, and then that's his entire turn. So yeah, being able to, and I'm going to negate the first one, so we're fine. Hopefully. So he's doing a ranged attack of he's got range 6, he's doing 7 damage. I'm negating the first one. This comes off. He's attacking me with 7 on the second one. I'm rolling 3 dice. It is not a pulse attack. It is just it's just an absolute range attack, so no reduction at all. I negated 5, so I take 2 damage. I'm going to discard Sliding Shot and Hunter Arrow. And then I dodge. I'm going to go here, and then I'm just going to negate the 3rd. So I have no more negating abilities, but I think that just makes the most sense. Let's make use of what's on the board while I'm there, and we'll deal with the rest later. My turn. I draw my hand, which is 5, so we get a Fire Arrow. We get a Hunter Arrow. What's the range on that? 1, 2, 3. I can get to him. We get a critical hit. We get a sliding shot. Critical hit is not as useful at this point. And those aren't great, but we'll be able to make them work. So we're going to do the disc launcher. I am attacking the other B. So when making an attack with this weapon, discard the top card of this hunter's action deck instead of using ammunition cards. Performing an attack with this weapon costs 2 actions. So I'm sending both my actions to discard a card. It's a hard point arrow. I'm rolling a blue. I'm rolling 2 yellows. I'm rolling a black. And I'm going to attack the other C. And this is both of my actions. I need at least a 4 to matter. I need at least a 6 to matter because the armor is going to be active. 10 would be amazing. So 6 is not a guarantee. So hopefully I don't roll terribly. I whiffed on that. So this is not going to work. I accomplished Squadouche. Nope. Yep, no precision strike. That was a failure. So if I had that, so basically you're 50-50 on that, that's going to be the big determining factor of whether or not I could pull this off. And unfortunately, it did not work in my favor. So Thunderjaw is like, ha ha ha, you're terrible. Thunderjaw moves 3 toward the closest hunter. 1, 2, 3. He does a melee attack with a push. He can push me further away from him. I guess I was in the corner of the A, so he couldn't. So he's going to attack with a 7. I reduce that down to a 3. I negate the rest. I get pushed here. He moves 2 closer to closest hunter. Still me, obviously. 7. I push that down to a 3. I negate all of that. I get pushed again. No damage. Excellent. I'm going to drop some cards. But I'm so dangerous, dude. Is it worth it? Like, I need to get a hit and run back on my deck. I need to get the inventive back on my deck. I can't sprint twice. Let me do this. I'm gonna do a fire arrow. Yeah, do a fire arrow. So, yeah, fine. I'm gonna do fire arrow to roll a blue and a yellow. If he suffers any damage, he also suffers fire. So I need at least a 3 to make this work. I'm not targeting opponents, so I don't get a reroll. That's fine. I did 4 damage, so I do 2 damage to him. That gets him up to 6. But he also gets a fire token. Gets him up. It's going to get him up to 7 after his next activation. Yeah, I should have played sliding shot as well, so I could have moved before I attacked. And now I'm going to do a sprint action to get 2 more things in my deck, which is super useful. So I basically get like a mini craft and also get to kind of control some spacing while I go. I really want a precision strike to come out of my deck because then it'll make it easier to use the disc launcher to my advantage. Because I really want to knock out some of these attack opponents, and I have had very little luck in doing so. All right, Thunderjaw, what is up? Is there a hunter within 1 square? No. So it's doing the barrage attack again. Woof. That's not good. So 3 range attacks of a 7. And then he's going to move 2 towards me. Okay. So first one, attack of a 7. I negated 4. I have to discard 3. Critical hit can go away. Fire arrow can go away. Top card of my deck. Inventive, of course it is. I back up. He attacks me again. I negated 4. I have to get rid of 3. Hunter arrow, the top 2. Precision strike, of course. It's always a card I want. I go away. He attacks me again. And I negated 6. 1 more. He moves 2 close to me. 1, 2. My turn. I draw 5 cards. Precision strike, please. Nope. Critical hit. Hunter arrow. Oh, I should have moved again any direction I wanted. Inventive. Hit and run. And precision strike. Excellent. Yes, this is a good hand. All right, I'm doing disc launcher. To use a disc launcher, I just go to the top card of my deck. I'm using precision strike. I'm ignoring, since I'm attacking a component, I ignore the armor and resolving damage. Blue, yellow, yellow, black. An 8 would be a magical roll. Now I cannot use this ability 2, which is inventive, because I can only use 1 ability at a time. 8. I got the 7. course I did. I got the 7. It's like an 8. It's just less. So another C is damaged. Oh, he would have suffered 1 damage from this. And now I can play this hit and run card to sprint. I get 2 cards back on my deck. I am going to very much die. I have 5 cards on my deck. This is not good. This has been a very bad start. If I kill the component, I don't know if I took the card back on my deck from killing the component the first time. I don't think I did. I think I took the disc launcher because it is a glory point. I don't think I had any cards on my deck. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had like I had no cards on my deck at some point. But yeah, you kill a component, you get the 1 card. When he gets past 10, I'll get another card. So this is going to be a big card. I might just run this one back. Hunter with a 2. Yes. He's doing a pulse attack. Oh, I can. Oh, that's fine. He's only doing 1 attack on me. I read it was 6. I roll 3 defense dice. I block 3. I'm gonna dodge. I'm gonna discard 3. Oh, I'm dead. Right, if your deck's if my deck is ever empty, I'm dead. Wow. Yeah, that dice rolling was just really bad. Really bad. You can see how it snowballs. I mean, yeah, I had a chance. If I discard this, if I knock out 6, I mean, that's tough. It's a tough build, dude. It's a very. I'm not sure that's the build of dreams. I'm looking at these other heroes. Hunter Bow has 2 starting. I think she has other things that add dice. You get to re-roll intuition. Yeah, that wasn't even close. That was really bad. Oh yeah, I never got the full health potion back in my hand. Is it when you're empty you're dead, or when you need to draw and you can't? I think it's when you're empty. Which is also another weird. It's a weird rule because technically I'm just at the end point. Conditions fainting. Oh, I should be good. If the hunter's action deck runs out and they can't draw cards. Oh, okay. So if I think I'm good until I need to draw. All right, beginning of my turn. I would not have moved that way. I would want to be in range. So I gotta move there. I can play this. This gets scrapped. Scrap this card to shuffle all of the cards in the hunter's discard pile into their action deck. Well, my action deck is 0, so here we go. We got it. You say there's a chance, kids. Not much of one, but a chance. I'm going to now try to finally disable C once and for all. I'm going to play the Hunter Arrow and Inventive. I'm rolling a blue, a white, and a blue, orange, and orange. I reduce the armor to 2 because of that coil. I just need a 4. Hey, it's a 5. All right. So we got some things going on. This is destroyed. C attacks are no longer. We do 4 damage to him, so it's up to 11. I destroyed a component, and I get a glory point for that. So I'll shuffle this back in. And I got him above 10, so I get another one. So I shuffle this back in. There are 4 more components we really need to wipe out here. Not feeling that bullish. A precision strike would be really big. Cannons are the worst. Those multiple attacks are just so bad. But I needed that disc launcher first, so it just kind of made sense to do this. And now I don't have to worry about pulse attacks anymore, so they're more likely to get melee attacks. Melee attacks are my friend. My next action, I will just move into the corner. Thunderjaw's last card. He doing an A attack. He's attacking me twice. He's attacked me 4 freaking times? You gotta be kidding me. What is that, dude? Oh, that's so stupid. Alright, this is over. This is over. Alright, he's he's attacking me with 7. I'm going to try to defend. It's not even a pulse attack, it's a straight up melee. I blocked 1! That's really bad, so I'm gonna discard 6. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. He's attacking me again. I blocked 3, so 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. He moves 2. Oh, I get moved. Dodge. 1, 2. He's attacking me 2 more times, which is totally fair. I block 4, 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And I should have probably kept the hit and run. Yeah, let me keep the hit and run. 1 more off of here. And now he's attacking me again. I'll just dodge this way. He attacks. I blocked 3, 4 more. 1. I just went through my entire deck in 1 activation. 3, 4. I dodge this way. My turn. Now I'm officially out of cards and I faint. That was really. Woo! All right. Well, I guess you need to take out the A attacks first. But I don't know how I do that without getting a freaking disc launcher. Wow, that's bananas, dude. Yeah, I have nothing to help against range attacks. Like nothing at all. I mean, the barrage makes more sense when you're attacking multiple hunters, but when you're just attacking me, like, come on, dude. That's crazy. That's a crazy, crazy card. This attacked me 3. This attacked me 3. I was attacked 10 times in 4 cards. Not a chance. Like, absolutely not a chance. If I was within 1 this time, I'd only get this pulse attack, but that's like not even it's a pulse attack 8. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I'm even missing something here. I'm just not. And I'm not set up to knock out A until I have the disc launcher. Not with that hunter bow. I don't really like that bow, but I mean, I never really got a chance to upgrade it much. I think if you're trying to get a better bow, there's so many things with like the traps and stuff, which I think are just garbage, man. They're just not what I'm looking for. Like the shadow hunter bow, the blue and the yellow. That's super nice. Damage coil. That doesn't make much sense. Shadow Hunter bow, blue and a yellow, plus the ammo. I think you're actually taking more of a shot. You think about how many times I shot and missed. I mean, realistically, I mean, even if I had one of those A's destroyed, I'm still not even. I would have needed to roll perfect. I mean, I'm fine. Like you got to build in a couple of bad rolls, but I would have needed to roll perfect to really have a shot. Because, well, think about it. I attacked him 8 times. Right? If you roll perfect, if so you knock out systematically, or if you knock out one C, maybe the C attacks aren't that bad, right? I just kind of leave them around. I knock out one C, then I try to knock out 2 A's. That's probably your best bet. So you knock out a C, you knock out both A's. Now A attacks are disabled. Then you can get back, knock out the last C. I think that's your best. So I mean, ultimately, if I can get 6 good attacks before those 3 cards come out, then you're kind of rolling a little bit. And then you knock out the tail. But yeah, that was just that was brutal. It's cool though. I mean, the boss battles is definitely where this shines to me. I like this puzzle. I would just like to play this all day. Like that. If I had done 3, 4 attempts in this video just on this challenge, I think that would have been a much more fun experience for me and you. Hopefully, maybe. One. Yeah, that full health potion. Yeah, but I used a full health potion and everything, and I still went through this deck twice. And I was putting cards back in my deck like crazy with on the fly. So stupid. Jonathan Kowski, good luck, Greg, and have a nice weekend. Oh, thank you, sir. Sebastian, do I like the game? I like parts of the game. Parts. I just don't think it's a very. It's lacking a certain polish that I want. And again, this is a review copy from Steamforged. I absolutely loved Resident Evil. Resident Evil is still a top game for me. I haven't played it as much as I want to. Just been kind of busy with other things. I definitely want to get through that campaign and get the City of Ruins and get a live stream on the channel at some point in the next few months. But like, I just think the game that this could have been is not the game that it is, and the game that this could have been is what I want. Um, now this is going to fit a certain niche. There are people that are going to absolutely love this game and absolutely love exactly how it is, quirks and all, warts and all. This is going to be what they want. They're going to like the semi co-op stuff. They're going to be fine with the grindiness, and they're just looking for a very different experience than me. I want this challenge, but I want this challenge like to be scaled from the first round on, and I want the reward system to be a little bit different, and I want the upgrade system to be a little bit more dynamic. Um, I find there's just some aspects of this that can be pretty, like again, just really grindy and somewhat underwhelming. So that's it. I mean, yeah, it's just not. I have no connection to the IP. I mean, I'm sure that that doesn't help. Um, I love this mini. I do really like this boss battle. Again, I'll say it again. Like I think this game makes me even more excited for the possibilities with Primal whenever that arrives. Where it's like I like the boss battle aspect of it, and the rest of it is like, Like I just think they made some bad design decisions that are just a little bit underwhelming, and I think it's hard for a game to be too many things. This game was not designed to be a solo game first, and I definitely want to remember that. Um, as a solo game, how does it work? How does a cooperative game? How does it work? You know, do I want a second? Do I want to control a second hero, and we can try to do different things where the A attacks get you know now diversified more. Um, that's an interesting puzzle, and I think maybe this is one of those places where you kind of need to two-hand this final these boss battles. I'm curious to see what Stormbird does. It's a lot to put on the channel when I'm like two-handing, first time out. So this is kind of why we're just here with this. But Yeah, I don't know. I just think it could have been better, and I think that's, there's so much I like. I think this is slick. I like the visual appeal of that, the way your weapons are laid out, the way everything kind of has a place, definitely appeals to that part of my brain that likes that order. And I just I wish there was some act, like, I don't know, if I had the ability to put some of these out, right? Where if I could interact with the terrain more, if I could, because once these three things are gone, they're gone. Like, I used all three of them up. I rolled like garbage, you know. Yeah, what I must have attacked them 8 times, right? I attacked them 8 times, and I got through his terror. I got through half his terror value four, like, so that was just really bad rolling. But now if I'm gonna try this again later today, and I'll try to, I'll get one C off, and then I'll try to hopefully knock out all the A's, and then go back to the C, and then we can try to take out the tail, and you could do whatever. But I'll play that again. I would have much rather come in, got my ass kicked in the boss battle, and then played it 2 more times. Like, if you make me grind for 3 hours, and then I get here and get my ass kicked, that's a much less satisfying experience, right? Um, but and it didn't even feel that decidedly close. Um, but I guess there's times where you'll play too many bones like that, right? Like, I play the Goblin Queen, and I was like, "What the hell was that, dude?" But the least the journey to get to the Goblin Queen in Undertow isn't as grindy, right? There's some zany aspects, there's some non-battle encounters I really don't like, and I just think were awkward and goofy and not really well thought out. But at least the whole experience isn't grindy. It's like you're to get there and then whatever. So yeah, it's it's a reserved recommendation for anyone that just is really into the IP, into the really freaking cool minis. If someone really wanted to paint this up, I think this could look really sharp. I mean, it's a very, very cool table presence, and I love that aspect of it, as much as I'm kind of moving away from games with minis because storage. Like, I'm very excited about the move to standees in a lot of games. I love Uprising that has the standees, right? I'm interested in Oathsworn, the standee version. I don't need more minis, but if you're gonna give me a mini, might as well be this thing. So, but that's that. What a crazy week around here. Thank you for everyone sticking through. Definitely had some tech issues. I'll get those worked out this weekend. Um, and until the next time a goblin tries to take over my computer. But we got a lot of cool things next week. I'm going to come out swinging with Pax Premier Second Edition, get that on the channel. Finally, just be done with that. So that's going to be on Monday. We're going to have a Spirit Island. We're going to have a Bloody Inn. Just got a bunch of get some Halloween stuff going on. I got a Too Many Bones planned, so gonna finish out all of the Spice and Dice baddies finally, and excited about that. So we're going with Lockgear, with the Tyrant, the final Tyrant to be featured, and then down the road we'll get into the Build a Tyrant and the Proto Tyrants and all that other stuff that's in that Spice and Dice box, because there is a lot of it. The Nobulous Apprentice program, etc., etc. So, and then again, I'm taking 2 weeks off. End of the month, I'm going to have a top 10, though, hopefully ready to go to be released during that time. And I still have a Hadrian's Wall playthrough I need to get edited, and I'll get that on the channel. But this was cool. Thanks again to Steamforged Games. It's always an awkward position. It's like, I love, 1.5 out of 2 ain't bad, I guess. Like, with what they sent me, but I do like the growing relationship I have with those guys. And I'm curious. Just like they fixed Dark Souls, apparently I do have a review copy of Dark Souls. I'm not going to learn it and get it. I'm pointing it. It's over. It's here. It's holding up some stuff. I'm not going to learn it until I get the officially released new rules. But as soon as I get the review copy of Dark Souls up, as soon as I get those rules, I'll learn that. I'll get that up. I'm excited to see what that's about. But yeah, just like they fixed Dark Souls, I'm hoping they will also at some point uh, kind of reimagine some of what was possible here. I'm assuming there's already some fan BGG threads and fan made ideas on how to make the solo game better. For me, playing on 3 or 4 players, at least giving me some challenge, giving me some interesting decision, getting me the scrap that I'm gonna need, not the scrap, the salvage I'm gonna need to really have some interesting, playthroughs. I mean, I went against the boss after 2 encounters instead of 4. So that's only 2 top opportunities to look at the merchant. That's only 2 but again, I was up against a lot of monsters, so there's some kind of balancing out there. It's hard to figure, whether that's to my benefit or to my demise. Scott Kippen. So how do you like? Looks like this game. It looks great, but its gameplay never looked great. I see someone agrees with me. Yep. I mean, this part's great. They just need to find a way to give me this. Give me an official rule set to do boss battles, and I think that could be fine. Just like make it like one-offs in Arkham, man. Like the side scenarios. This is a cool thing, and I think you can make this better. I feel like they just scratched the surface of what was possible, and I feel like that way through. I mean, even the grindiness of the first part, the fact that once an enemy's alert, they're always alert. Like there just seems to be some really underdeveloped ideas that, had they developed and more in full, would have made this game a lot better for sure. Scott Kippen coming late to the stream for the win. Yup. Yeah, no, I would, if you just get the base game, I don't, look, there's some people I'm sure they get the base game and they love it. I would, just the base game left me like, that's it. This is not good. And then I was like, I added Thunderjaw. I'm like, oh, that's good. I don't know. It's a thing, man. Steamforged is they're an interesting company, man. They're blowing the heck up too. I mean, they revived Euthia. They're coming out the Rivet Wars. They're really growing. I'm excited to see where they go, but I still think there's a maturation process in their designs and in how they kind of approach things. I think there's, they seem like they care. They're good dudes and whatever. So I'm hopeful that their games will continue to get better and better. This one for me was more of a miss than a hit. For sure. But I do want to get Stormburn on the channel because I'm excited to try him out. And again, the bosses are the best part of this for sure. So I mean, honestly, I might just find a system to skip all the encounters and just get a much more condensed, just the boss battle with Stormbird. I think it's going to be a better video, and I think I'll have more fun with it. And I think that's important for sure. So that is it for you and for me. But I digress. This was super cool, kind of, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. I'll be back next week. Again, 5 live streams next week because I'm heading off to the to Never Neverland. Not really, but pretty far away for the end of the month. But so I'm excited to finish October strong. Well, at least this part of October strong, and then I'll be back like the 31st, I think. So I'm probably gonna do like a live stream of Final Girl on Halloween, so that'll be fun too. Scott Kippen. I'm gonna call you Skippin. I don't know. That's not your nickname yet. That should be. Skippin says, luckily the Kickstarter scared me away. Yeah. If anyone watches Board Game Co., he did just put a top 10 Kickstarters he kind of looks back on and regrets not backing, but then most of the games he ended up with anyway, so I don't know why he's regretting it. I don't know. He has some weird ways he words some things to me, but I whatever. But he was like, regrets he didn't back this, and now he loves it, but he knows it's divisive, and he's gonna do a review. I'm kind of curious about his fuller thoughts about it. But yeah. oh no. So now someone's not a fan of the new nickname. All right. we'll scratch that. So Skip It is my nickname. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I just kind of that's incredible. Congratulations, man. Oh, that's funny. Well, Skippin, thank you for joining near the end. And have a great weekend. Have a good weekend to everybody else too. Questions, comments, epiphanies, put them in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.